Whoop, 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 whoop. Wait. Oh, there I am. Hello, what's up? We're here. Aha! Welcome to the Richie No Me New York N League Costream. Now beginning. Yep, let's go. Alright, so, if you haven't heard of this thing, this is, a homegrown league in the United States of America from Richie Mahjong, in New York City, by the New York City local club, Richie No Me. And it's pretty serious. They upped their production values over the years. They got, we got live Mahjong on auto tables. We got tile cams. We got player cams. And I've been to the New York Mahjong Club, semi-regularly, so I know like half of these guys, and I know they play some good jong, so I want to cheer for my guys over here. And I also have like a personal stake in this because I do hang out with some of them, and they have like a mentorship sort of program going on right now for fun, which I joined in on. And so I am actually coaching one of the players on some of these teams. It's a team league with 8 different teams, and I am currently coaching someone on the Opie Dopes who's not playing right now. His name is Chris. But yeah, Max is the representative of the Opie Dopes, so I'm going to be cheering for him instead. Yeah, that's going to be fun. But yeah, so, I mean, just to get you, just to speak of the caliber of the players we're talking about here, Max in particular, is might be better known as Light Pink Yoshi, and he is, if you've seen like any online Mahjong tournament, you've probably seen his name in like top 8 and top 4, like all over the place. He's an extremely consistent, extremely strong player. And, winning online tournaments wasn't enough for him, so he moved to New York so he could play Mahjong in New York as well, and just in time for the league, too. So this is actually his first time playing in the club, but we all know that he's a really strong player. Yeah, turn up the volume a little bit. The commentary is a little bit quiet on the stream, but yeah, if you're watching, I recommend also watching the actual stream on their channel as well, so they can bump up their views. I'm just doing this for fun. I want to hear from my guys, the Opie Dopes. Let's go. I know Claire is also like she's part of the Falcons. That's the next player. She's the leader of the club, and so she's extremely strong. She's a Mahjong addict, and it always I think the most striking part about like playing with her is that she's like often really casual, like really like she likes to talk, like have conversations while she's playing, and then like all of a sudden while she's talking she'll just say Roan out of nowhere and get you for a dealer Hanamad. Like it's nothing. It's really funny. But yeah, she's pretty strong too. And then the other 2 members here are like Nettie for the Destroyer team and Cody for the Emperor Penguins. Nettie, also known as Corgi, I'll call her Corgi. I played her a few times. We got into an argument once about like how much fu my hand was because I got a pair weight on a Haku, on a White Dragon. A pair weight is 2 fu, and then if you have a Yakuhai pair, that's also another 2 fu, so that's a 4 fu hand. But so that ended up being just barely enough to get to 40 fu. And we had a back and forth about that for some reason. So yeah, I'm rooting for her to lose so that she could well, or win to prove to me that she could count food now. All right, either she could count food and she win, or she doesn't count food and she loses. Karma. And Cody's another new player for this season because he just got this is pretty serious. There's a draft. There's a draft for these teams. Like I was part of that draft too, and no one wanted me, unfortunately. They're lost, I guess. Cody's now famous for dealing into the first Yakuman of this entire league after 2 whole years of not getting a Yakuman. So yeah, he's hungry to get those points back. Anyway, let's get to the game. Ready to see some action. I've been only like barely paying attention. I see like a Sozu. I saw like a Sozu flush. All right, Max, let's go, Max. Going for the call. Yeah, half flush action. Let's go. Half flush is so good, man. Half flush is really good. I mean, it's no wonder you see it all the time in like silver games, but even beyond that, just like. It's like, oh yeah, you shouldn't go for a half flush. You shouldn't push for a half flush, and then you see pros still push for it all the time in like weird situations. I mean, the cool thing about a flush is that as long as you have because you only have one suit, just any suited tile that matches your suit is going to help a lot.
Oh, wants to hold on to it for a bit.
Ooh, okay. Cody getting Tenpai, 3-6 pin. Yeah. So the Manzu tiles are untranslated here, so I got a quick. Oh, sorry. Oops, wrong thing. I got a quick reference over here if anyone needs it. I have it now at the top. I was worried it might look too ugly because it is a JPEG. I couldn't make a PNG version in time, so it will cover the hands a little bit.
Oh, okay. She cuts it.
Well, maybe it's fine. All right. Oof. My lungs will hold out. Don't worry.
They're still waiting for that 2-pin.
Yeah. So yeah, playing for the half flush though is kind of interesting here, because well, you can rely on more on your opponents, like potentially giving you pawns and stuff. So there's that. And then also you get pretty decent values as a dealer. But yeah, I think
yeah, Max is just out at this point.
It was just like Max just didn't really have a great deal, a great high pie, this hand. And so half flush simultaneously looked like the best hand to go for, and like also the fastest hand. Okay, yeah. Claire stepping out. Not gonna discard the tune, huh? The red dragon. Oh god. My lungs a bit. Or it's stepping back. Well, that's a 7 pairs. I just noticed that's the 7 pairs hand from Corgi. Nettie up there.
I guess she's got other tiles around it, so maybe it's a good barrier.
Yeah, fairly isolated here. Figuring there's decent chances in the wall.
Yeah, commentators pointing out that the 7 so is a little bit weird to take, but if you have like so many other tiles around it, then it looks safer. Like she has 2 6s, 2 8s, 2 5s, so because they're all in her hand, that makes it harder for other people to use. It makes it harder for the 7 to actually be used, but we'll see.
But now if Claire pushes, she might deal in. Oh, pairs up with 7
Ooh.
so. There goes Nettie's weight.
Are there any 7 so left? No, that's the last one. One of them is discarded.
3-6 still the most likely way to win the hand. But
Max is definitely not gonna. Oh, we're gonna con? Let's go. Let's go con.
Potential rin shot.
Con gaming.
Oh, it's
Aw.
close, but that's not it. You have another Dora is 4-pin now.
Max still not getting Senpai. There's maybe one draw left for him.
That's one where you look at it for a second. Wait, is there Suaka? Wait, no, I'm in Cheetoy. I can't.
So many stupid.
And you see the disgusted
Bad luck
3-2
for Cody.
in a row.
Yeah, not even gonna
But
get
that's gonna be
Senpai.
as much as winning the hand.
Oh well.
So 2 players Senpai, 15.
We know you made the best plays, Max. Another game. New hand, new me. Is always I always say.
9 so is Dora has a floater there. Kind of a Chanta-ish type hand as well.
All right.
Potential 7-8-9 Spanshoku. It's less
What we
than
got from
ideal,
Claire?
but there's potential value here if you can connect it.
I didn't really get a good look at it.
Here.
Looked
Might even go
looked
Honitsu, but then
okay.
You draw
Not
9 so
crazy.
Dora, so you probably want to hold on to that at least for a while. Great shape in
Oh, that
Piku here.
Cody
4,
has a
5,
great
7,
hand.
7,
Oh,
7,
that's what
8.
I'm talking about, Max.
You have
Let's
an
go.
East
2, 3, 4
pair here,
Sanshoku.
calling
2, 3, 4
Dora,
Sanshoku on deck.
Dora potentially for Dora Tonki later. And we
Hell
see
yeah,
the
man.
Chanta plan immediately give it up, just playing efficiency.
Yeah, that's a pretty
now.
good hand for you as
Never
well.
a bad decision when you're dealer.
Playing so fast, it's hard to keep
3-pin
up.
fits in very
the stream.
nicely here.
Mm-hmm.
8 so fills in, and especially when you have
Yeah.
9 so Dora like this.
The 9 so
8
Dora,
is
yeah.
such an important tile because one of them is eaten up by the Dora indicator.
I mean, sometimes you see people just discard the 8-9 penchant, the edge weight, because it's only waiting on one tile and it's hard to upgrade. But in this case, it's the Dora, so
That 4 doesn't
I mean, if you get that
really
7,
connect,
just
but there
like
are a lot of routes
the hand
around.
becomes
I like
amazing.
cutting 2 mon here, and there it goes.
Mm-hmm. No one has the Hatsune, we're not gonna call.
For Max, back it goes. 7
Yeah,
does
Claire
nothing
has like
for
a
Claire, especially
maybe the
after
worst
having
hand
cut
here.
the 8 the previous turn. Oh, now that's a draw.
All the
Immediately change
dealers
one
are getting
Dora
the
for
worst hands
another
here.
easy-to-use
Oh,
Dora
what
for
is that?
Hardy.
What is that shape?
Bit of a decision here for Cody. He goes ahead and cuts the floating 3 so.
What? 8, 7, 7, 6, 3, 4, 5.
Now Max
So
a
then,
little
like,
hedging more towards safety, giving up on the potential 2, 3,
That's
4 Sancho
he has a pair and 2 sequences, right? 9 so is the Dora, yeah. In this case, it's not. So they're gonna. They showed the actual Dora on the screen. In the table, you could see that the 8 so is the Dora indicator. Yeah. Welcome to the stream, Scumester, by the way. Thank you for joining us for some nice live Mahjong. It's like, you know, live tiles. You gotta experience live tiles at some point, right? As a Mahjong player, they're just so much more fun.
Interesting that Max
And like
didn't
keeping
call
track of
that
all the
for
calls
better
and like
shapes.
ordering your hand and sometimes like trying to trick people like the way you order your hand. It's all like real cool stuff. I love it.
It wouldn't make the Shunten any easier.
I mean,
but
I
it
saw
would
someone on
make
like the Reddit or
shapes
whatever,
significantly better.
like have a Mahjong simulator that is more closely to live Mahjong, and I'm just like, you know what?
Of the White Dragon, a Haku.
That's kind of cool.
There goes the
It is kind of cool to
Interesting.
have that,
Mitsuryanka in here. Doesn't want to
like
come
a simulator that just like shows you ordering all your
That's
tiles
Tenpai, I believe.
in real time.
See, yes, it is. Can take a 6 weight, a 5-9 weight, or an 8 weight.
He has to read this. This is a little bit weird.
Yeah, bad weight either way. Will Cody take it?
But
It's Rishi, no, but you could also 7 Mandama and try and fish for an Ipeku or even a Suanko. But the normal play is just Rishi.
All right, and he slams it.
yeah, we're just gonna draw the Aka. This is Aka on Aka Ari.
Oh, and Max gets the
So you
fill
just
if
get
need
the
it.
five Mondora and
now,
get
if he shoves this 3
big
Mon,
money.
Would be on 7-pin as D. Well, he's
closest
not
live Mahjong around me is
problem.
still a 2+ hour drive worth it though. Yep.
Doesn't take it.
Fold out. Says, you know,
Yep.
we may get later, but well, that's
I had
See if
I
he
had
reacts
someone
back
drive me
Claire's
like 2
face.
hours to go to like
Everyone
Long
getting
Island
exactly what
for a
they
Mahjong
need the
meetup.
moment a Ricci stick hits the table.
That was a trip, but it was really fun. I got a Yakuman on that trip.
Continue this.
I got a Yakuman on the guy that drove me. He dealt it to Maitsui, so by all honors.
No matter what's taken.
He just didn't believe. He just didn't believe in my
Tonki 2, 3,
in my
4,
Yakuman.
the disgusting
You know,
Tonki,
it's not my fault.
or just the 6-pin.
What was I gonna do?
Take the 6-pin.
What was I gonna do? Not take the
Problem
Yakuman?
is that Tuso Onko, there were a whole
Nah, he
bunch
was cool about
of
that
tiles
though.
and
He's the
upgrades,
kind of player that
and an
just
early cut of the
pushes a lot of different
and
things.
40-10
You
on
know,
most of them.
he's a pusher. Yeah, I respect Arichi, even if it's like, you know, because you're waiting on the red 5 Dora, and we see it in Corgi's hand and Nettie's hand, but you know, from your perspective, it could still come out.
Oh, that was the upgrade you wanted a while ago. But that
Ooh,
dropped
yeah,
the
baby.
fill in.
Let's go, Max.
Goes, well, I
On the
didn't expect
Tonki.
that, but okay.
With 1 Dora, let's
I do
go.
not
We
believe
take
that is
those.
40 foo, but it should be 2
And so,
30.
this league is pretty cool because it also has some pretty unique rules I don't see in a lot of other kind of like tournament settings. One of them is big Homba. So like the extra points you get off of like dealer repeats and stuff, instead of them just being like 300 points each, they're all 1500 points each. So just like a 1 Han hand becomes a 2500 point hand minimum. And if you get 2 Homba, two repeats, then that's 3000 points for the next win, and then you know, so it can quickly get out of hand. But it does change the game. Like
That's a gray hand.
like you know, like otherwise, like just getting repeats and stuff, it doesn't, like the extra 300 points doesn't really factor into your calculation at all. But 1500 points definitely does. It definitely matters, even with just 1. So it adds some texture to the game, but it also adds a lot of like, you know, crazy swings.
And of course, with the 4's door, it always feels good to get that. 9-mon pair up.
Basically makes the game a lot more tense when there's like a lot more Homba, a lot more repeats, and then just everyone going for a quick open hand. And then the other part of this league is that the league's rules is that they have open Richi on. Open Richi, like you know, if you might have seen it in Akagi, where you Richi but you reveal your hand and reveal your weight, and if you do so, your Richi is worth an extra Han. It's worth 2 Han instead of 1.
But I'll take it.
So it's a play you can make if you want to like if you really need a comeback and you really need like a sumo win, or if you if you're fighting against someone else's Richi, because even if they know your weight, it doesn't matter. They have to deal in if they catch it.
Another Dora
So,
pickup for Claire.
It does like buff like a Richi chasing the second Richi in a real funny way. It's real fun. I love open Richi. Played with it for a bit.
Well,
Doesn't really work out for me though.
That's the wall giving you the bird. That's
Oh.
what I
Yeah, Washizu Mahjong.
No, I'm
There's a lot of logistics to Washizu Mahjong that you'd have to work out, like, you know, because like it's generally like really slow with everyone like, you know, like having to, you know, pass around the tiles or whatever, or like, you know, grab the tiles from like an open bag inside the table, so you need a table with a hole or something.
Remember, if your hand doesn't progress,
But yeah, Washizu, dude, like I'm still so mad that Mahjong Soul got rid of the Washizu mode. Like, it was perfect, bro. It was so good. It was so much fun. And then they just took it away.
And you can see it nod his head. I should have gone into.
And like, man, I would pay money. I would actually pay money for like a Washizu Mahjong client, like, to play. I would totally do that, and I would love to play like, you know, Washizu tournaments.
Now, so can't even just go Tanya with this.
Like online Washizu Mahjong is like so perfect. It's just, I mean, you don't have like the tile ordering part, which is pretty cool, but like, man, like the convenience is, you can't beat it.
on Dora.
Yeah, Mahjong Soul isn't really good with like
Well, that connects to your 1-2, but it's not the tile you want.
bringing back all the
Speaking of drawing the cheap
whatchamacallits,
gets
the
one there as well, but that's an E-Shunten.
all the collabs. Basically, the only ones that get like repeats are the ones that like new characters come out. So like for Saki, like they had the season 2 characters.
Yeah, that's Mahjong.
So they brought the old season 1 characters back then. But there hasn't been a new round of Akagi characters because there aren't really any more Akagi characters unless you bring in like just like some of the other Fukumoto characters, like 10 maybe 10 and Hero.
Oh my god.
But
that was the last tile
they didn't really.
He drew the
They don't have like the high profile anime that
Akagi
got. So
Oh.
I mean, there's like Ishikawa, I guess.
Here for Claire.
He was pretty cool. I liked Ishikawa.
You can't just cut the tomb on now and lock in the
Like the
shapes.
blind guy in Akagi. I liked him. Hey Kibule, is Enli good?
Nettie says, "Okay, I've had this floating 6."
I'm not sure how to answer that, but I'll say. Well, if you're talking about skill level, I think the skill level is pretty high. Maybe not the highest in America, but I mean, we have like one of the better players in America right here, Max, or Light Pink Yoshi. He does really well in online tournaments, so yeah. So the skill level, I think the skill level is pretty high overall. And then I mean the production values though.
North does nothing. Back
the production values, like look at this. Like this is like, I mean it's not quite the level of like Japanese like televised events, but like it's up there. I mean look at these player cams.
We'll see if Claire Fish
They recently got like $1,000 donation from one of the club members, like get all these cameras.
Yeah.
Really
Claire
paying
just wants
off.
to call anything, cash out her
Right,
free
I feel
Dora.
the best calling.
And also, N League rules are hype. We got Big Homba. We got Open Richie. I think N League is pretty interesting overall, and it does help that I do know most of these players, so I have like a personal investment in there. Ah, okay, so you're talking about like just like world-renowned stuff. Okay, so
you see the Monzu and you're hopeful, and then you see it's one and back it goes.
This is N League is more like it's a New York thing. It's a local thing. So I mean the players in New York are really strong, but when you're talking about like all of America and stuff, like you might be looking for like WRC.
Only Ishanten for Cody.
Like that's a pretty big Mahjong organization. That's like more countrywide, at least in America.
And that's gonna be it. 30609.
There's other Mahjong, like international like Mahjong, American / European Mahjong stuff, but I mean, if you want to get the highest level Mahjong, you just have to go to Japan.
There it goes.
You know, at some level, you just gotta do that. So, I mean, N League is like obviously inspired by a Mahjong league in Japan, the most like televised and famous one called M League. And it's very similar, just like a bunch of organizations that sponsor like a team of pro players to play for them. So that would be, I guess, that would be the equivalent of like the World Series for Mahjong. But it's entirely Japanese players. In America, there's been more, especially recently, like more like a pro scene emerging, like with like pro exams and certification. But I don't know too much about it, to be honest.
Oh,
I,
next time I have to shove the
ooh.
5-pin.
Ooh, wait a minute. Is he gonna do it? He's gonna take Tenpai here? He's not even dealer.
No Yaku, but a 7
5-pin?
Tumon wait if the 5
Yeah, he's gonna do it.
Oh, and it comes out. Fields into Claire's Mongon.
Claire
Yeah.
says thank you very much. That's
But
gonna
yeah,
be a
so I don't know
level.
much about like the pro scene emerging in America, but it's you know, it's relatively small and recent, definitely, especially compared to the Asian countries.
Claire taking a pretty big
Do you
lead
play
here with
IRL
score.
competitive mahjong?
Cody's having a pretty good hand here.
Kinda,
Nice
not really.
four
I
up.
mean,
You see the good
I don't
shapes.
really go out of my way
Middle
to
top,
do so.
3, 4, 5,
I visit, you know, I basically just like
4, 5, 6 looking
There's
really
there's a
good
tournament in New
now.
York I went to recently. I went to that, and then like I go to like, you know, the local club tournaments.
Now, loosely connect. We have the
It's
East here, so
it's something I want to do eventually. But like it's kind of hard when I'm like working and like I might not have time to practice. So like, you know, I would rather go when I feel like the most practiced, most confident if I'm going to travel. But yeah, playing in tournaments though, the couple tournaments I did play in were really fun. Even though like I didn't always do the best at them. I did win a local tournament with a Yakuman. I won with a Daisangan, Big Three Dragons. I got out of my chair and I was like screaming. I was just like running out of the room. It's like, man, like my Mahjong career is over. It's never gonna get this good again. I might as well just quit the game. So I did watch Akagi
interesting. The 5-so is very
like way back when, and that was my first introduction to Mahjong, but I never played it until my friend showed me Final Fantasy XIV, which had a Mahjong client, and I played that for a bit, didn't know the rules, and then left. And then what really got me into Mahjong was Anime Evo. During COVID, there was like a Evo online tournament, and like one of the games at the tournament was Mahjong Soul. And then that was the first time I got to see like real people play, and you know, with the commentary, and just like I fell in love like instantly. And
no.
you know, ooh.
This is what the game says. You are having fun. Sorry, you're going to be enjoy now. And Cody says,
yeah, we're
no,
not
I'm
gonna take 7 pairs. I've been pretty successful in like getting my friends into it though. I mean like, not like to the point where like they're playing all the time. But like if I bring it to like, you know, to like a party or whatever, to a gathering, I show them the tiles, and then, you know, we just have a good time. I mean, you just have to, really the key thing is to keep the rules simple. Because like Mahjong at its core is actually a pretty simple game. And if you just like, you know, just tell them to Riichi, you know, maybe tell them like if the Dragon Yaku or whatever, just like keep it real simple. And then just like, you know, maybe give, I also have like reference sheets to like have them help read the Chinese characters, which I think is mandatory unless you're you know, working with people that know how to read Chinese and Japanese. But yeah, overall, like pretty much everyone who I showed to has a good time when we play at like some random gathering.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I've only been playing since COVID, actually. I mean, you know, in my mind, 3 years or 4 years or whatever is a long time. But also, like, I'm just like pretty competitive in general. So when I get really into a game, like that's it, man. Like that's all I'm doing. And I'm looking over stuff. I'm like watching other people play. I'm learning from them. And so like, you know, I'm just become invested in getting better and learning more about the game. So yeah.
Yeah, each of these tiles
like I would say,
hurt so
like
much to
the
pick up.
Max here playing right now is definitely better than me. Probably Claire is also probably better than me too.
And Cody agrees.
Cody and Eddie, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, Cody, I think has played longer than me at the very least.
But is a little concerned because that 4 came out.
I mean, the guy that I'm coaching on the Opie Dopes team, Chris, has played much longer than me. But the difference is that he's not as studied. He just kind of he knows he falls into habits. Ooh, here we go. Yeah. Push that shit. Let's go, Cody. It's their dealer turn. Let's go. 3/6 Mon, 3 Mon being the EP coach. Let's go.
And that's what was your clarity really bad. Okay.
But yeah. Even though Chris technically has more experience than me, we find like a good balance because I just like know parts of the game that he's just not as practiced in, like defense and like calling and like reacting to other players. And like that's the thing that I do in fighting games all the time.
That, however, is the right one. Shuts down the
big
monster.
One, Claire.
Dora, no Aura. Claire breathes a huge sigh of
Get in the lead.
With 240.
Should have open reached. If he open reached, I'm sure he would have made a difference. But yeah,
that was the comeback hand he needed.
Yeah, because I come from like a fighting game background, and the way I play fighting games is like is more like opponent focused. Like I'm always trying to like outread my opponents, but also like, I mean maybe not as much outread them, but like, but just do the thing that will beat them. Just like figure out like the counter strategy that will work against them, and like the proper timings that will work against them and stuff. It's definitely inspired by Daigo, who's basically my favorite fighting game player, I guess. Yeah. So I bring that into to Mahjong as well when I'm playing.
Very good looking shape.
I really like when I'm in it, when I'm like really in it, I really enjoy playing my opponent. And like, doing my best to read their tiles and and like play around their hand rather than playing directly for my hand. I mean, I definitely still do that, but like when I feel my strongest is when I feel like I'm playing my opponent.
Draws the 2-1 back.
But yeah, right now I'm a Master 3 in Mahjong Soul, and I've been a Master 3 in Mahjong Soul for a long time. For like over a year, maybe over 2 years. So
a little more confident in, especially after what happened.
But I feel like I've finally gotten to the level where I can push past that and go to a Saint rank, which is the second highest rank in Mahjong Soul. Beyond that is Celestial, which is like basically pro level.
And that's the upgrade for the perfect Ishunten for Claire.
It takes like a huge amount of grinding to get to Celestial.
Really doesn't do much for Cody. Sanjugu's probably just too far off at this
But yeah. I mean, like if you have a big hand, I mean, what really gets me is when I'm in last. Is like when I start to fall behind is when I really start to lose my focus on my opponents, which is to my detriment. I mean, it came up in Akagi, right? I mean, like when you're, ooh, that's a nice hand. That's a really nice hand. 2 Dora. The Akka, the red 5 is also a Dora. Dang. What was I saying? Well, anyway, yeah. Bronze room. I'll return to the bronze room again once I achieve Saint rank. I'll have an anniversary bronze room stream.
But Cody
yeah, hopefully it won't take as long as the first time.
Max says, "Thank you for giving me."
Oh, Celestial is not like relative. Celestial is just like after you get past Saint rank 3, you're just in Celestial.
That's not it.
But it takes a lot of points to get out of Saint rank 3. And you might be playing with like the best players in Mahjong Soul at that point. The way it works is that Mahjong Soul is region locked for bronze and silver rooms 4-player to the English servers and the Chinese servers. They play each other. The Japanese server is in a different place altogether for silver rooms and bronze rooms. And then once you get to
and
gold,
first place there.
that's when you start playing Japanese players. That's when all the
Crispin
servers are
in
basically
third,
connected.
Arthur in fourth, but within range still. And he's
But if you're playing Sanma, then you'll be the Sanma rooms are all connected as well. The 3-player rooms.
And Claire looks like she just doesn't want to
All
fight.
right, yeah. So
because there's not much of them in
this is
71
Max's
either
dealer
first
turn,
tier.
though.
You're
I
not
mean,
a
how's he
dealer, You
looking?
don't have to pay out. if
Not
things
it's
go
not looking
terribly
great.
wrong
Not
in
looking
the
great with that
stream.
hand. It's unfortunate. I mean, if you look at his discards, like he doesn't have a lot of useful
Interesting options here.
useful tiles in those
Claire
discards
is
either.
very tempted to try and get back in, but says
Claire's
nope.
gonna give up.
Made the decision to stick
Ooh,
to it.
nice
There's our
sumo.
Ricci, sumo pin food, Dora 2.
Doesn't hit.
Dora.
There, but
It's a
it will
Mongon
be
still?
the 20 fu 5 on the actual Mongon,
Nice.
even without rounding.
You're in golden from
And
Europe. You
taking
get
first place.
Latin alphabet opponents once in a
There's
blue
his, hey,
moon.
I lost first place, but I have a dealer here. It's close.
Yeah.
And
The ones I
it's
notice are the
not the hand
Korean
you
ones.
wanna
I noticed the
start with.
Korean ones.
Yeah.
They're rare.
Kind of a
But
Shantae hand,
you know, you'd
79
think
Shantae.
right. Like
I'm
Korea
looking
is
for any
Korea is an
sumo
Asian
with this
country, so
hand.
you'd think
The
they'd be
problem
playing
is
Mahjong too, along with
347
everyone
is
else.
so
But
ugly.
actually, the
There's
Koreans don't
Korean
really play
78
Mahjong at all.
band.
I've come to find out. It's just not in their culture.
That on the other hand's a much nicer one.
Not like it
And
is in Japan or
Cody
China,
has some Dora there, but
or like
shaped pretty
Singapore
good.
or
And Max with a
Philippines,
pretty good
or,
hand as well.
you know.
And his hand's
Basically,
one of those
it's
that
only the
there's no
the
value, but it's
weebs, the
reasonably
Korean
fast.
weebs
Very
that play
likely Ricci Nova type hand. Oh, and Tuso's
that play
such a
Mahjong,
great
just like
build.
us.
Is this headless Ishunten? It looks like it.
But yeah, definitely there are more Chinese and Japanese players playing on Mahjong Soul and just playing, Mahjong in general.
There's the 7-pin.
But, I've been really enjoying the fact that, Mahjong has been growing in the West recently. I mean, COVID and Mahjong Soul definitely helped. I was part of that wave. But, slowly, other people are, finding out that Mahjong is just like a really sick game, and, like the VTuber scene has been popping off with Mahjong and Face Connect. There's always like Mahjong streamers on Twitch when I'm on there. And recently, my subscriber count has been going up because of Mahjong Soul on Steam and recent upticks in Mahjong, so
I don't
really
make
thankful
the
for
rules,
that.
but it's a rule.
Yeah, Mahjong Soul definitely needed to happen in order to appeal to a wider audience.
And a 2-pin connection.
Like, it makes me think, like, if, like, what if Go, what if a game like Go had, like, a Mahjong Soul, like, gacha client, would Go become more popular too? That's a cool game. I love Go.
That tile. It's very inefficient to have it sticking around. They have decided that it's worth playing. And Max takes an upgrade in that shape.
Yeah.
Doesn't really help Claire.
I mean, locally as well, you notice, like, in New York, there's more people in the club now than, like, a year ago and then 2 years ago.
Oh. Well, yeah, you just get rid of your bad shape.
Nice.
Potential 147 Ricci. Or if you pair any of those up, you're Yanban.
There's like 40 people now that go to a meetup regularly in New York. It's ridiculous. You have to take up like an entire, like, half of the mall food court.
And gets a Pinzu, but that's not the right one, so back it goes.
Come on, Max. Just not getting it.
We have a couple headless Ishan.
Flow isn't with him this time.
Claire now technically one away, would have Kanchan.
Ooh, Amsterdam? Yeah.
And then you're gonna go.
I mean, you're gonna have to figure out some way to just convince everyone you know. Aw, dude, missed the Sanshogu.
2 left for the head. You just draw the 3.
Yeah.
And it says, take it back, Wall. I'm done. Now this is Tempai. Would be on the 5-pin.
Just move to New York. We'll welcome you in New York. In fact, New York is big enough to have 2 Mahjong clubs for Ricci Mahjong. It's kind of crazy. We have our own like Mahjong automatic table parlor.
That's not Tempai still, Cody.
In New York, there's Ricci no Mi, which is the one we're looking at. That's hosting this this league.
Goes and cuts the other 6 from
And then
and
that's
shape for Max.
It's Ricci no Mi is a pretty good for just if you want to just show up and play random people.
Well, I guess you're just going Ipeko down.
Just like you get into the regular meetups happen every Sunday, and you just get like queued up with like whoever.
3, 4, 5. Ew. Well, I guess since you kept the 6,
and you just get to play with a wide variety of players.
This is one of those where I read.
And then there's also US. Wait, I think it's USPML. They run Sparrow's Nest, which is the Mahjong parlor. It's like $5 an hour, and you get to play on auto tables. Ooh, let's go. Yeah, come on.
Oh, it's Furitan though.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
And that's the hesitation. In 4th
yeah,
place,
would have liked to
just
see Cody
back here.
keep that 6-0 or something earlier for like a more complex weight, but oh well.
Is realizing it and saying, well, nope, doesn't take the Furitan.
I think I would have taken it. I think I would have taken it and might have Ricci'd. I might have even open Ricci'd that, because it's 30-10 anyway, so you can only win by Sumo, might as well make it big.
Definitely not a believer.
I think I would have. But yeah, Sparrow's Nest is okay.
Significantly
That's pretty
better.
good. That's pretty
So
good.
you actually have 3 different weights you can take here.
You go for a 147 here,
You
right?
go with the 258 or the 147. The 258 is the normal Ricci, where you cut the 1 and 1.
Oh yeah,
so
258
Ricci
is actually
here.
better.
There are also a whole bunch of
Because 258 is you can. This is technically Pinfu on the 5 and 8.
258 so weight.
Yeah, at
It's
least
the upper
you
shape
get
where-
Pinfu.
No, there's no Pinfu on.
But yeah,
Tuso,
thing about
not
USPML though
Tuso.
is just like there's just less people,
On
but
5
like
and 8 there
if you have a
is.
friend group,
It's one of those shapes you
it's
have to
great
learn,
because you
but
can just
do
pull
it,
up with
then
your
look at
friend
the
group
score
and
and
just
wait,
like
that
take a
wasn't as
table,
much as I thought.
and then you're just playing on an automatic table for however long. Sometimes on my commute back to New Jersey from New York, I take a visit.
Pick the wrong way.
Oh.
It was.
We
the
take it though.
standard
We take
weight
it though.
choice there.
It's like that. The worst weight would have been Ipatsu. Whatever, dude.
We can see
We
it
took
was
the better
also
weight.
The last one so in the wall.
Whew. Is there like a rule on when to Ricci and when to close weight? Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to scare my opponents and don't Ricci to hope they drop my tile, but I just go off of feel. Well, I'm assuming you have a Yaku, right? Because
Christy has now moved to first place.
well, if you have a
Sam
Yaku,
second,
then
Vince in third, and Arthur in fourth.
if you have a Yaku and you have like decent value, right? If you have like a Yaku plus Dora,
Post-match, there are
you can go
two
for a closed
behind,
weight,
but
and that's
that line
fine.
between first and third, very close.
If you're dealer, you pretty much always want to Ricci no matter what, because
Now, you saw him
winning
kinda
as
clench it
dealer
there before he
is your
discarded
value.
it. You know you're not supposed to do
You
it.
know,
If you can't help yourself.
like you get more points if you win, and you get the dealer repeat, so you keep the dealer point potential.
That is not actually Tempai. You still have this messy shape in pins.
This hand has just been so close
So
the
yeah.
whole time.
If you're the dealer, then
No, this isn't working.
Oh.
There's our sumo
ooh,
Ricci,
nice.
the sumo
That's
Pinfu
Pinfu.
And
two Dora.
Dora, so that's 20 Fu.
Ricci,
or
Pinfu,
Han.
some that's a Mangan. Wait, what? Oh no, 9 pin was the Dora. Sorry, I forgot 1 pin was the Dora. I got confused. I got mixed up. I got mixed up by the Dora indicator.
This game has not had that many
Oops.
repeats. We're already in South 3.
I even said that the 9, the Dora was shown and not the Dora indicator.
Here
But
with a pretty standard
oh well.
Pinfu type hand. Maybe an Itsu if you get really
Um,
lucky with some pin
but yeah, other than like doing as dealer,
see what happens. Dora is the
if you have the
Costreamed,
first,
the red dragon. possible.
if you have the
7,
first
8, 9
Ricci,
Sanshougu upgrade now, that 9
and
actually
like
does
you have
have
like
the
one
Sanshougu.
Dora, if you can get the 3 Han,
Awkward
like you know
vision
that's a
for
that's a
something like
classic
that
Ricci
blocked
book
your work
1
here.
kind of
Oh well, you know, you
kind of
could
rule of
draw the
thumb,
third double
where
sound
if you
with
have
another Dora
if you have
in hand.
5200 Ron,
So that's about as easy
you
a hand
Ricci
as
for
there
that.
is. You get the
You know, if you
problem
could
is it's
Ricci for
Cody,
5200,
and
that's
Cody may
fine.
need more
That's a fine
than
hand.
3 Han here, given the
And you could still
sword.
sumo for a Mongun.
Ooh, big fill there for Nettie with a 6-0.
The problem is when you're
Well, there's the
fighting.
Dora. Now I don't
When it gets
like-
complicated is
I
when
don't
you're
like having
fighting.
to think about hands,
If you're
but when I
not
drop
the
a Dora
first
like that,
deal,
plenty
if you're not the
value,
first
I
Ricci
just
and
go.
you're fighting with a Kanchan with a close weight,
Whole bunch of pairs here for Max.
then it can depend on like, okay, what's your placing, right? I mean, do you really need points? Like, if you get a Mongon right now, would that significantly change your placing?
Three pins a pair up.
And maybe it
That's too many
does.
pairs.
But also, if you lose a Mongon, would it
Goes against the
you know,
two
risk
instead with
getting
the
fourth, and
5.
then maybe you don't want to do that?
And Max is
Especially
trying
if
to
you're
decide whether to go
challenging the
into
dealer.
this or whether to sell
Right,
out
you need
on
a
the
really good
full
reason
street
if you want to
or
challenge a
even
dealer
back into
Ricci.
T-toy. Well, the 9 does kind of connect.
Then if you're fighting
Because we
open
have a Dora
hands,
tongue, I don't mind just holding it and cutting
it also gets
easily.
complicated there. Like sometimes I feel okay if you're going against a half flush, right? If you're going against a flush and your weight is part of their suit, I would not Ricci that, because now you're competing. You're competing with tiles that they want, and they're probably going to keep them anyway.
I hate that 7 drop.
If you're going to
We have
fight like
5,
a flush or
7, 8,
something,
other
and you have like a
awful
decent
shapes
hand
to draw
enough
that
to
is
fight with a flush, even with a closed
you wanna
weight,
cut the 2 pin.
you would at least want to wait on something that they're likely to discard. And then like, okay, well, if they don't discard it, right, and they fold, then that's also good for you,
Try,
if they're scared of your
red in
Ricci.
the hand for Max, but nothing around the 5 pin.
It's hard to make like, you know,
And didn't
easy
want
to
last
follow,
turn get
you
rid of
know,
the 2.
rules of thumb
And
in those
Cody
kinds of
had a
complex
lot of
situations.
potential
You
when
know,
this hand
it
started,
just
but
comes
was
with
drawing a
experience,
whole
and
bunch of nothing.
you can read up on theory and stuff from like
Ooh, interesting
good
pick there
players.
for Max.
The eyebrow
See
raise.
The eyebrow raise, the finger on the head. Long
What's he got
thoughts
here?
about this, and goes and cuts the 6.
Yeah, wants to keep the
Might have cut 8 so far.
keeping pairs for potential like Sonong or something,
Ooh, 9's a nice little fill there.
but also keeping the red
Upgrade
5
the 5, 6, 7, 8 to a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
for, you know, the Dora
Henchon
potential.
upgrade for Cody. Might even throw the Dora. Out it goes. Not called.
What we got? One. Okay.
And another Monzu, and now Max is probably
This is
thinking,
tough.
No, maybe I should have just sold
This
out
is
of the
tough. I
Jigensu."
think you just discard the 3 mon. Yeah, keep
It
the.
feels really bad to do so when you have
Let's
two
just-
red 5s in the other.
Let's just
2
keep the
suits,
5s.
But that's definitely the direction the draws are heading.
Could Max get a mon straight and a double sequence? The thing about that is that you need a full flush hand for that. You need a Chinitsu,
Want to keep a Tanya option open? Keeps the Tanya option open.
because a straight is 3
7
sequences,
on
and then
ugly. I
a double
hate that
sequence
draw in this hand.
is another one.
Like,
So
you have to cut the 9 mon. It feels so
that's 4
bad.
that's 4 total
Like, you cut the
sequences. You
10 shot.
basically need a whole
Cody,
whole flush.
Cody's entire hand.
Well, a
is
flush-
odd numbers 'cause it's the only even
Or
number
you could have like
left.
mostly a flush and then a pair, I guess, but a pair of something else. That also works.
Oh, the back.
Kinda doubt that's gonna happen,
though.
It's probably gonna work on the red 5s.
This was the draw that makes that hand valuable.
Oof. Yeah, went for oh, there it is. There it is. That's really
One
nice.
of Max's big problem, which
Now
was
do you
that
keep the
5,
other red 5, or you
this should
keep
just
the
be 7, so
keep
the 8,
the
so.
7, 7,
But
8?
goes and
Yeah.
cuts the red 5. I think with this.
I think I agree with that
I
because
don't like that
there's
color.
too many pairs. There's too many pairs in the hand, and
It's
so
either
you'd
that
rather
red
have
plus
an
a
extra
third place here, and I
two-sided
don't
weight
see how
instead
he's
of,
getting Mungan
you know,
so
another
well.
pair plus a Kanchan, like with a,
Another pair there for Nettie.
what was it, the 775?
Can even back this into
You'd
a
rather have the
support
778 for a double-sided weight if you need it. If you have a Ricci hand ready, do you ever wait if you see that you can turn it into a Sancho with one tile change, or do you always Ricci ASAP? There's definitely times
that's
I do
Senpai.
wait. It
You
depends.
just have to Ricci this.
Like, if I'm already in first, then I don't. right? But if I feel like Sanshoku
Saw the
or
word
something.
Riichi, there it
Ooh, this
goes.
is
Was thinking a
huge.
bit
Wait.
whether to go for the Sonanko.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
7-8.
Riichi
Yeah.
Dora 1.
Yeah, we don't take Sananko.
It's 9-7.
Sananko is not a good Yaku. It's not. It's good if you have it, but like, you know, it's if you only like have 2 triplets and you're drawing the third, I mean, you only get that if you
There's
Tsumo,
Tenpai
and then
This
as
is
well.
Senpai if you shove the 7-pin. Won't do it, though.
Ooh, not gonna, yeah,
She has a lot of callable options. Maybe there's a safer route.
not gonna go for Tenpai. What was the Tenpai weight? I didn't really
Well,
see.
don't want to deal into a Potsu, but at the same time with...
But yeah, let's see. In a neutral situation as dealer,
value to just getting first that I'm shove. And boy, that other game is getting
as dealer, if I have a good weight
Oh, yeah,
already,
wow.
if I have a Yaku,
Stab in first by 3,000
then
over
like if I have a
third,
2-sided weight,
600 over second. Arthur
and then
doesn't get
like
a
the
little bit just to
Sanshoku
win
is
back
just like
himself, too.
maybe I'll get it on another sequence or something. Like for example, if I had like 6-7-8, 6-7-8, and then I had a 7-8-9, right? And then I'm waiting like a 3-4 to complete.
Nettie seems to be just giving his hand
With a
up.
2-5 weight, something like that.
That's an
I would still reach you that.
Cody has to just fight.
I mean, it would be amazing because it would obviously be Tanya if I get the 6-7-8, but well, I mean, that's one kind of tile that'll
Yes,
upgrade
you
your
have
hand
last dealer,
out of
but you're down to
34.
2 hands. And
So,
Claire, not happy
or
with
how many
that
tiles are there
draw.
again?
You see the long
18.
pause there. That is a open
Oh,
Riichi.
Oh, wait a minute.
Clear of the
Eiko
open reach.
Tanyao.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what Cody should have done. The open Riichi, let's go. All right, 2 5-mon.
Oh, everyone drawing the weights
I really.
now.
Oh yeah. Draw them. I think Max is good. How many 2-5s are left?
Oh, and Claire will deal in.
Yeah, there goes the 9-so.
Let's
Just a Riichi
go.
Dora 1. No Aura.
An extra
There
Riichi
isn't-
stick
there's a whole
for the
bunch of
troubles.
food, but it's not enough to hit 40. So we'll to hit 50. So just the 2 and 40.
But yeah, as dealer, you kind of just want Riichi right away because especially in
Claire with a poker face there. I thought
well-
she hated that draw. She was going for the open Riichi.
in higher ranked rooms, like people will respect your dealer Riichi, and so they'll fold their hands quicker. In lower ranked
definitely
rooms, they
goes
might
to
not
that
respect it at all, but then
second
that's
and
good because
third.
then they'll just deal in,
Direct deal in
right? If you
there.
have good weight. So either or,
Cody's
it's
gotta
fine.
make good
You
use
just Riichi.
of his last dealership here.
Well, has a Yakuhai pair can just go with this. Also to West. The question
Also,
is,
if,
going into
like,
in any of these
uh,
suits, and the answer is probably
Sometimes you
not.
don't even
Yeah,
get
he's got 3 of
Sanshoku, right?
each.
Unless you win off of a
That's
certain
the type of hand
tile,
where
like
I
only
really
half your weights are
incentivized to
Sanshoku,
brute force it. I
right?
definitely like the
And in
brute
that case,
force.
it's not really
Now,
worth
that's a
waiting
much better
for.
hand. That's your
Unless you
pretty standard
really
hand.
need the
Your
points,
Dora
like
is
if you're an all
so
last,
Chun pair.
right?
Claire
All
may
last,
just try
and you
call
need
this,
like
but
a
really like
Hanuman or
manga to
something.
First place. It's hard to state how important first place is under these rules.
When you're playing over the board, how do you manage thinking time? You don't. It's just like table manners to like not take too much time, like while playing.
Claire though does have the 2 Dora in the hand.
In a tournament,
There's our call the West.
tournaments might be just timed based off of not like turns, but based off of like the entire game. So like, okay, well, the entire game needs to take a certain amount of time, like maybe like, you know, like 75 minutes or something. Like a 75 if the game runs more than 75
I don't know if
minutes,
Claire
then
can
like
afford to take that
you know,
phone.
at the cutoff you get like one more round or whatever, and then that's it.
Mm.
Even if you had like a dealer repeat, even if you didn't actually finish the entire the full rounds, you still have to cut off the game at the end of like the next hand or whatever. And it's just a matter of like, okay, if you're playing in a tournament and you're playing against like serious players, they're going to be playing fast anyway. It's only really a problem with like lower level players that are in a tournament that like may slow down the game.
Cody gets his.
And then also with I guess there is like BM potential, but you know, if someone is like very obviously stalling the game, then you just have like a
Probably
judge
good
to
enough.
be
Yeah,
like,
I'll just cut the
don't do
chin
that.
there. Definitely moves it towards a nice little tiny. Now, speaking of fills, that
But yeah, I mean, it's impossible to police entirely. So like,
Oh, well,
you know, if you ooh,
now it's decision time.
but yeah,
I would cut
if
the
you have
chin.
a player in first, then yeah, they're not totally
One hog with
incentivized.
this score
They're not
line doesn't
incentivized
feel
to
like it's
play
gonna do it,
quickly.
but it would be a repeat. Alternatively, you can cut the 2, and if the East
So
does
yeah,
come,
I mean,
and
if
just
you're
goes for it.
but overall,
East
it's
is
not a
already
big
once
deal.
cut,
I mean,
so
usually
really open for that fourth one.
usually in a tournament setting, you
same
have enough
time,
time where you
Frieza
can
would
play a full
probably
game,
be
even
draw
with
'cause
like
then you
people
just wait on
thinking
Dora.
Yeah.
And that
on
gets us
important
to
hands
Mongon
and stuff,
level.
important plays.
Oh well, there it is.
Nice.
Oh, what did I
Wow.
think I called
Cody
that.
with the flush.
So that is a 1-4 weight.
So yeah,
For
1-4
East
The 4 would be a
Honitsu,
Mongon. That'd be
possible
huge
Dora.
for Cody. The 1 I think is still wait, is it Chanta actually?
6
Would it be
fills of,
Chanta on the 1
577.
I think it is.
But
Because he
the
has
hand's
South
a
and
bit
West
of a
pawn.
mess here, and even
At
though
79?
it doesn't
That's
feel
Chanta.
good when dealer cut a 4.
Okay, that's a Mongon either way. That's really strong.
You see the long pause, does not like the 2. It figures I got to get rid of it now because it's not.
Yeah,
gonna
that's
be quick.
Chanta.
Oh,
Ooh, or
no,
not.
no!
It's a Dora instead. Nice.
No, that's Forhan. Forso's Dora. That is a
Yeah, that's a Mongon. 4,000 all.
Honitsu Dora.
It'll be
Really
4,000
strong.
all.
Yeah, Forhan 30.
Okay, but now that puts Max in a
And
predicament
that
because now
actually
he's going to be in
brings Cody
4th.
into-
He had really good games last
Yeah, I think
week.
it's.
He was like
No, should
one of
be-
the top scorers
Hold
and
on,
basically
let me
got
Should
Opie
be a little
Dobson
bit behind Claire.
into the lead
Okay.
along with Dave, the
by
other.
300 points.
the other
but
player.
it's super close. Speaking of good hands, Max had a great one here. Potentially Peiko, Pinfu, Tanya,
But yeah,
Dora.
if you mean the auto table, yeah.
Now Max is the one in trouble.
This is
He's,
the auto. This is the
coming from
Rex
behind.
3, I think. It's like the highest tier.
Oh, Cody is in
Uh,
second.
Oh, okay, yeah. On
auto
street
table,
math
pretty
never,
much.
never works. It just never works. That's another one of those rules.
It's the kind of table that
Five
deals the
star, that's
the
what
entirety of the
you're
tiles
gonna
for you,
mix
even your
automatically.
hands. Like some other tables
Oh,
will
here's the
will
player.
deal the walls,
Yeah.
and you still have to draw.
I mean, if you can get
Which
it,
I kind of
there's
prefer.
our
Actually, I
southpaw.
kind of
Speaking
prefer
of
that, but
Honitsu,
this one is
this
just
is
like
foul
just play more
to
mahjong. You want to play more
Honitsu.
mahjong?
Oh,
We'll play more
okay.
mahjong.
Yeah, he's taking his dealership momentum and going with it.
Hmm. Yeah, the thing about the
Many
Rex is
drugs
that
in
it's
the East,
I think the Rex
the
is like
worst tile, but not what
$10,000.
you're really looking for.
But the lower end mahjong tables are like 2,000. Yeah, nah, I'm definitely gonna buy
Player's
one
hand
too.
is just
Like
a
you
mess.
know,
Needs
I'll
to
get
be
the
able to call the Hatsu.
around that range
Problem
I can
is,
afford.
with the one Homba, it just gets you to second.
I never
place.
asked how come Magnemite is wearing
Saying
sunglasses meant for
first
2
place
eyes. Well,
is worth
that's
so
a secret.
much. Oh, well, that's a
Oh.
perfect
Don't
draw.
worry
You
about
cut the 8 here, you have a perfect Ishan 10, and out it goes.
Ah,
Oh,
ooh, a
well,
con.
now
We're not gonna do
decision
this
time, 'cause
right
the
away,
con
right?
in first place is usually a bad idea. You don't want to
You discard the north,
Dora. The
or
draw would
the-
be nice,
or
but the
something
hand is
else.
such
Yeah,
a
9
mess.
yeah.
I don't mind holding on to it. I also don't mind
Corgi is
even
the north, so
throwing it
she'll keep the
back.
north.
It hurts your soul to do it occasionally, but I feel it's
But
acceptable.
yeah, this
at point.
other
Max gets an upgrade
this
there.
other
Allows him to use the Dora
flush
no matter
from
what the draw is.
Cody,
And updating the other
really
tables,
scary.
South 3, still a dogfight. Sam opens a bigger lead now. All
But
the way
yeah,
up to
you saw
1600.
Max, like he had a
Woohoo!
5.66 with a red 5, and now he has a 5.56. And the reason why you have a 5.56 there is because if you get a sequence or a triplet, either way you're keeping the red Dora, which
One
is
Mon does
exactly
nothing for
what you
Claire,
want.
so
Whereas the
back it
5.66,
goes.
if you get a triplet on the 6s, then
Really
you have to
question this
discard the Dora,
hand
and
is
that's
what's
sad.
gonna happen to that fourth East?
So at the very least, you keep the
Not
chance
even
for
desperately
having a
doing
Dora,
this
and then
hand
you
either
still
to
have the
the
red 5.
north. Ooh, 3 so this is a very defensive play.
Ooh.
May just think that it's not worth fighting this hand, but there's going to
Cody
be
will
our
take
pull,
the
and that's
Tempai.
Tempai on 5 for
That's-
Mongon.
That's scary. Come on.
There's the pull.
Claire's moving
says,
too.
Okay, I've had my FUD. We just have to try and shut this down now. Oh, could be a Kansai Chi-Toy. Unironic. Oh,
No! Oh no!
Wow.
Oh, that's so huge. Just another Mongon?
Wow, another Mongon for Cody.
Oh my god.
4,000 all plus the Homba.
Okay, well, first is looking ripped for
Solid
Opie
lead now
Dopes
for
for
Cody.
Max.
Cody from absolutely nowhere pulls off
Well,
a
it can still
couple
happen with a
one and
direct
two
hit manga,
Mongon
direct hit
Sumos
Hanuman.
and all last to storm
Direct hit
through
Hanuman would
this
work, but
game,
no, that's a
and
big ask.
Max is sitting here going, wait, what just happened?
Okay, luckily the points are close enough for everyone else that if Max just gets a Mongon, or even actually you don't even need a Mongon. So we have 2 Homba on the board because of the 2 repeats. Ooh, yeah. So each of those in this rule set is 1,500, so it's 3,000 extra points for the next win, even if you only have 1 Han. So one Han Tanyao, 4,000 points. Yeah, so that Claire's just moving. She already has her Yakuai.
Dora is 8-mon. Don't see a lot of them. There's one here.
Cody has another good looking hand. It's also callable for Tanyao.
Oh right.
Max.
I wanted this to be Honitsu. That's why I didn't see
Max maybe gets a straight. Otherwise looks slow here.
Well, that's a pull.
Oh, poor Max. It's one of those games.
With the red 5.
Luckily, this is only week 2, and there's plenty of games left. And Opie Dopes is still in the lead, even if Max takes this 4th.
Can you use the one so that is so
Well,
many
maybe not
calling
first,
options.
but like still would be pretty all right in placing.
Options. Nettie has a bunch of pairs in this hand. Could turn into one of those pull situations.
Oh god. Might have to take a puff of an inhaler in a second. Whew. Lost the East, but East wasn't very valuable anyway.
The 7-pin doesn't really do much.
Claire's pretty close to Senpai. That one so might be a pawn for Claire. Yeah, that's a pawn. That's a pawn. We're gonna pawn that.
In the other table, they're in South 4. Vince hit a big win.
Now Ishan 10 with a perfect Ishan 10.
The one so pawn there by Claire.
Do you know how many Yakumans you got in your life? Online I got 4 Suanko and like 2 Sho Sushi. And like 2 Kokushi, something like that. So give or take about like 8 or 9 Yakuman online, and then like 3 Yakuman in real life. I got Suanko, I got Suiso, the All Honors, and I got Daisongan.
That's a nice little fill there for Cody. There's a couple tiles to get rid of though.
So yeah, that's like about
Well, do you believe in
about like
Toy?
11 or 12 so Yakuman in 4 years.
Yes.
3 or 4 years. Definitely the first Suanko I got, the first Yakuman. The first 4 concealed triplets was really exciting. And then the fifth Suanko, the 5th, 4 concealed triplets you get is just
There's our
there's Claire.
We'll just try and shut this down. Waiting on 2-5
2-5 pin. So Claire actually has a really interesting weight here because she changed her 3 what was it, like 3-3-4 or whatever into a 3-3-4-4, getting rid of the 6-7, which is technically like kind of, it's less efficient. But this way, after she cheesed the 2-5 pin, she doesn't reveal what she's waiting on. Like because imagine if she cheated like the 5-8, like from her 6-7, then she would discard the 3 pin or whatever, and then now she's revealing, or she's kind of hinting that she has like Pinzu. Oh yeah, that's big.
And that's a direct hit.
Wait,
with
is
Big
that?
Homba. That'll definitely overtake.
No, it's not enough for Max. It's only one Han.
Like it's just the one Han.
It's only one Han, so it's
But
one Han
with-
plus
with-
3,000.
That's the West that we can't see here.
Yikes! Yikes! I mean, definitely not a
And
bad.
that's gonna do
definitely
it.
not a bad
Cody
fourth for
off
Max.
two big sumos,
He just
and Max
couldn't get
is
a
staring
hands.
off into space after that. Of the what can I do? But Cody, the big winner here, 44,100.
Ooh, 9 gates. Yo, 9 gates is a really tough Yaku. I got pretty close to 9 gates once. And then I just like all the 9-pin were gone, and that was it. I think it might have been like in one of the event
Alright,
event
and
games,
that updates
event
the
rule
standings
sets
here.
in Mahjong Soul.
Opie Dope still has a solid
Suiso,
lead.
all honors, is really
And
cool
the
though.
Falcons
I
and
love
Destroyers
Suiso
still in the positive.
and Show Sushi.
Cody bringing the
um,
Penguins back from their.
It's funny that I got in the 4 wins Yaku
They're coming back
more
from the bottom
often
and,
than the
hoping
Daisung and
to reclaim a spot in the top
Dragon
ranks.
Yaku.
Yeah, the Falcons there getting that second place, closing the gap because of course the OP.
But you know, right? I mean, like,
so bit of a
if you have a lot of
dogfight now.
wins,
First and second, bit of a gap to third.
the wins are easier for other people to discard than the
We
dragons.
Also, of course, have the Emperor Penguins,
So-
as you said, are any win
Yeah.
there is worth a lot. Doesn't take that.
Oh,
many
dude, but,
games
like,
at
that Daisongan I got, that was the Daisongan I got in my tournament. Like,
Just
it was
a good
all
solid-
last.
good
It was
couple
all
solid
last for the
firsts,
tournament I
and,
wanted
and they
to
should
win the
be,
tournament.
They should be
And
good.
that was also my
Of
first.
course, interesting to see what happened at the other.
That was my
table,
first
to get a
Daisongan
full
Yakuman I've
sense of,
ever
the
gotten
the full
after like 3
standings.
years of playing. It was just like so perfect, man. Okay, yeah, Opie Dope's still in first, looks like. Good stuff. Good stuff. Holding it down, Max. I mean, like, it could have been so much worse. He could have, like, dealt in, like, some dumb pushes, but Max is smarter than that.
And then just sumo. Easy game.
He's way
Go
smarter
for
than
the
that.
1 and 2. Get the greed, fill the win.
It was a 4-game
and draw the
tournament
tiles
over
you
one
need.
day.
Love it.
Yeah.
So
like,
I had
no,
to,
no repeats
yeah,
pretty much
but
that
generally
entire
in
game,
tournaments
and
you play
then all of a
multiple
sudden, at
rounds
the
and it's
very
just
end,
cumulative score.
Cody just runs it down.
So whoever has the most points after the last round, over however many games,
Not really
gets to
much
win the
else
tournament.
to say. If you can draw the tiles, it's an easy game.
So yeah, I just got really lucky. I got really lucky that tournament. Like after just like kind of bombing my other times at the tournament, because like I like maybe get like unlucky, and then like I think like, okay, well, the only people that win a tournament are the people that get lucky, so I gotta push for some lucky hand, and then I
we're
fall
gonna
even
take a little
further.
a little break here before the second game starts.
So I do need to work on my tournament strategy. But that day I had like a dealer Baimon, among other things. Like I got 2 firsts, I got a second, and then even after I got my second, I was still first overall in points coming into the final table. Yeah, and so at my table, like second and third place were also like at a different table. So I wasn't sure what was going to happen there, and so I just like I was in like third-ish place in all last, and I'm just like, okay, I need like a Mongon at least to get first, and then but for a more reliable first, I need Hanuman. And then I saw it had 2 reds and 2 whites in my hand, and then I'm like, I know exactly what this is gonna be. I called 2 of them like early on, and I just had I had a lone Hatsu in my hand, and I just held on to that for dear life for like the entire time. Eventually I got Tenpai for like a little 3 dragons, and I eventually declined it. And I turned one of my sequences into a pair so I can wait on the green for a Yakuman instead. Turned out that I think like the little 3 dragons would have also been enough anyway if I had stuck with that. But what really did it during that time was I think the second place player who was right next to me called Ricci. And the first place player was like, pretty much no save tiles. I don't think he had any save tiles. So he was really scared. And then he had 2 Hatsu in his hand. He had 2 greens. And just decided to cut them. To be safe to the Ricci. Not respecting my 2 Dragon Pawns. And then Ron on the 3rd. Bam! That was the loudest I've ever screamed Ron. I was just like, Ron! Yakuman! And then just got out of my chair. Like, yeah. Yeah, it was a Wachizu Ron. Yeah, it was definitely run. Oh yeah, I could not contain myself. It was just like, I like the tension was building in my like mind like all that time, just like declining Tenpai to go for a bigger Tenpai, and then finally getting the Yakuman. My first Daisangen Yakuman and all ass in a tournament to win the tournament. And like I knew there's no way. There was no way after that I wouldn't win the tournament. So it was just like all so much happening all at once in my mind. Just yeah. Yeah, this dude just did not believe. And now I have a reputation of just like, you know, playing against people that just don't respect my Yakuman and deal into it. Because it happened again at the at this one meetup with the all honors, you know, with my driver. Yeah. So that was fun. But yeah, they didn't want the guy that won a tournament with a Yakuman to be on any of these teams. They wanted you know, Cody and Corgi instead. I'm not jealous. You know, I'm pretty busy with work. You know, it would have been tough to study Mahjong and do work at the same time, and stream. Yeah, that's it's fine. It's fine. Next year though. Next year. Glad to see you, Mario Guy, by the way. Don't want to forget about you. Oh, give me a second though. I gotta take a puff of this inhaler. Whew. I got asthma medication. Got a refill, so hopefully I'll be able to recover the next week. All right, we're back. So, yeah, so the way this works is that they play 2 games. Well, there are 2 tables with 4 teams each. So we had the Opidos, we had the Falcons, we had the Destroyers, and we had the Penguins playing each other on that first table. At the same time, there was the other table with the other teams, the Brooklyn Sours, the Dornekos, the teams here, the Queen's Triad and the Team Yakuman. Yeah. They were playing on the other table. And they both play 2 Hanshan in one day. So they both play 2 different South round games. But whichever one is streamed is rotated. So we're not going to see Max make his ultimate comeback on the second Hanshan. But we will see the next 4 teams play their game and get to show off their stuff. Every team is 4 players, so they just pick someone to like come every week. There's no like official rotation for like who on the team has to come. They just pick one. And then yeah, you get to if you go on the Richi no Mi website, you also get, they have like a cool like N League tab where you get to like keep track of all the different teams, the team scores, and also like the individuals on each team, and like, you know, who's been scoring the most points on each team, etc. It's really cool. They've really, Richi no Mi has really stepped up their game for this league, which is really cool to see, because I watched since like last year. And it was really cool. Really cool to see, you know, people play Mahjong so seriously, you know, right where I live, essentially. And then yeah, I would love to be a part of that somehow. But you know, well, being here and like just knowing the people that are playing, and then like also being in contact with them, like coaching one of them, and then getting to see them play and cheer for them, like with some viewers as well of my own. Like this is really fun. I'm having a blast right now. So the age ranges are like it's like 20-ish to 30-ish, you know. Overall they're pretty young. There's like maybe like a few people that are on the older side in the club. I don't think any of them are on these teams. Like, you know, like 40 and above or whatever. And like I know like some people in the club are still in college, or like just out of college. So yeah, Riichi Mahjong, like Japanese people play Japanese Mahjong in America. I mean, they tend to be like the anime generation, so you expect them to be like maybe no more than like 35, right? But yeah, I don't know everyone's age. There might be some older ones. I was looking for clubs here, but they're all 45 plus, and as a 26-year-old, that just forms a barrier too strong for me. Ooh, I get you. In Europe, it might be a different story in general for Mahjong. I think like I don't know, maybe historically Europe might have been more serious about Riichi Mahjong for longer than America. America did have like does have their own variants of Mahjong, American Mahjong, which is completely different from any of the Asian Mahjongs. I don't know if there's like an equivalent of that in Europe, and maybe there isn't, and maybe that's why more people are playing like other variants of Mahjong, such as Riichi Mahjong. So yeah, I mean, I guess the easiest way to overcome that barrier is just like to grab a friend who you're comfortable with, and then go in and then just get used to being around older people, I guess. Got the reverse thing going on with D&D, which I'm also really into. All the D&D peeps are super young. That's interesting. Huh. That is interesting. D&D has, I think, grown in popularity recently. With like all the D&D shows out there, like Dimension 20 or whatever. I see some of the clips on YouTube Shorts and stuff. So yeah, I can see that. I can see that D&D is getting like a more younger, new crowd of players. I'd love to play D&D myself. It's never been. I'm not a D&D player. I haven't played it, but I love to get into it. I mean, I'm a creative. Like I want to be a writer someday. I want to be a novelist. I have like a big novel planned. I want to write. I'm still thinking about it. So like D&D is like right up my alley, and like in terms of like, you know, a creative game that I could enjoy with my friends. It's just I just haven't had the good opportunity to like actually do it with like work and stuff, and I have other things I want to do like Mahjong. So, but yeah, hello fellow writer, you know, fellow or writer to be. Yeah, it's gonna happen one day. I made a I made a pledge to have a fully completed draft within 5 years. So it's tough because like a lot of my creative energy right now is going into my YouTube channel when I do have creative energy. Like I have like a 4-day weekend, right now, and I spend like pretty much all of it just like working on my YouTube channel. So none of that is really going into like actually writing. But one day I'll get back into it, and then I'll finish up what I started. In college, I for my senior project, I wrote a novel excerpt of like this novel that I planned on writing, and I wrote like a good like 2 chapters of it, and I worked really hard on it. Like I worked harder on it than like I did anything in my life. And my professors really enjoyed it. My professors told me it had a lot of potential. And like, how talented I was, whatever. But yeah, I do want to finish that and, show off a bit that, hey, as thanks for getting me up there. They helped out a lot with the editing process. And, got me to think about my characters in a different way. I mean, like, I was still pretty young. And, like, I was writing a high school aged protagonist, but being in college, there were still some parts of my character that I didn't really understand because I wasn't old enough. But now, especially since I'm a teacher and, like, I see those kids all the time, I feel like I understand my protagonist a little bit better now. So, there'll definitely be a time where I'm going to finish that one and give it the best treatment it could possibly be. Yeah, I studied English. And, sorry, one sec. Oh, God. I need some water. But yeah, I studied English in college, specifically so that I can get better at writing. And also, like, get better at reading, because I didn't read a lot of literature. I didn't read a lot of novels. I didn't really have the attention span for it. I have, like, undiagnosed ADHD. So, the reading I did do was, like, manga. I read a lot of manga. And some other stuff. I mean, video games, visual novels, but a lot of manga, and like that kind of, I still that didn't make me want to write a manga. At first I wanted to become a novelist just because I felt like novels were something I could do on my own. Because I felt like I could write, and I felt like I couldn't draw and do other stuff, so it felt like the medium where I could do mostly on my own. But at some point I just kind of fell in love with the concept of, describing something and like, representing a situation through purely the written word. As I practice more.
For table 2.
And so, yeah, I'm going to.
We are going to have the other.
I'm committed to writing this as a novel, and
we have.
But it is heavily influenced by
Christy
by my manga reading, and which I think comes off as interesting rather than as cringe.
Yes, and the results for
I feel like I have a really strong understanding of like dialogue and stream consciousness because of manga.
How do we even refer to those? Anyway, the first one that this player played is Vince in first. With
which works in my favor.
It's a big wins late in the South round. Away.
But yeah, well,
in second with 31,400. Arthur,
if it does get published, I'll probably look for like traditional routes, because self-publishing is just a lot of work.
Picked up third with 25,000.
But
Yeah, unfortunate
Yeah,
turn
I
of events
mean,
for
if it doesn't
Sam,
work out, it
who,
doesn't work out.
was first the entire
then,
game,
you know,
and then ended up
if I just
losing it.
at some point I can
dropping
always
all the way
just,
down to third in South
you know, just
4.
publish it just to publish
and then
it
Arthur,
if I really have to.
who took fourth. This is, I believe,
It's not
his
like something I
fourth of the
you know,
season. A bit discouraging
I'm
as a newcomer to N League.
I don't need other people
He played in
to convince me that the
Monday
work is
session,
great.
The Astoria session.
If it comes down to it, you
earlier
know?
this week.
Like if I write it at all and I finish it, that means I already believe it's great.
Back with a vengeance.
And so, you
hopefully
know,
we'll do better
I
in
don't
stream
need
this
to
time.
prove that to anyone. I don't need like it to become popular or well known or anything like that. So if it really comes down to it, then I would rather just have it exist rather than to have it be known. But of course, you know, if I could share that with, you know, lots of other people, I would prefer that as well. Who knows? I mean, if this YouTube channel gets big enough, then maybe I could just sell it to you guys. I don't know if you'd be the right audience for it, but I guess it would be interesting.
Looks like
We're yelling at the technical guys, so they'll get it eventually. Regardless, Vince appears to be first dealer. Dora is June.
All right, what we're gonna do here?
And has a couple door here, but only one of
Hatsu, I guess, or Onso.
So has quite a few pairs here. As if it looks like a cheat toy hand, especially when you have one Dora June like that. I think you just don't brute force
Wait a
it,
minute.
but play for cheat toy.
Okay, yeah.
And second is Christy with kind of a pin. And not great
Hatsu
shape
is
with the
fine
Monzu,
here.
but that 3 will definitely help. Arthur has maybe Honetsu, all that 3, so may convince him to.
Ooh,
go for a
yeah.
regular
Oh,
hand, especially with what
all this talking
Dora.
is a little heavy on the lungs. I'm good.
3-pin useless to Vince. Chrissy will pick up a 2. There's the Dora. So
There
that's
are
actually
definitely
3
plenty of
from what
people
you already see. There's only one
that
in the
don't write
ball.
for other
This is
people
a
at all.
situation where
That
everyone
only
may
write
have
for
one
themselves.
fairly
They only
late.
write to
There's
like
the
get their
last one
words on
left
paper
hand.
with
And
no
this is a
intention of
situation where
actually
everyone will have it, and then
putting it out
someone's gonna
there.
throw it, and then they all come out at once.
I mean, that's the whole point of like a diary,
first.
right? You don't write a diary to show to other people. And you know,
He's not much for Christie,
your
so back
fiction
he
could
goes.
in a way be like its own kind of
Ooh,
diary,
2 on-
right?
Oh, there's our update
It's just
on the
it's just something
graphics.
for you.
Thank you, tech team. And the 9
Oh
what
my
if,
God.
What if instead you just go for Suanko?
One Yakuman.
Yeah,
per
we'll
week.
see. We'll see what happens. I mean, like, I don't really have anything worth showing right now. And I have a 5-year commitment, so
I think this is when I just cut the door off.
right now I just want to
It's
make Mahjong
awkward.
stuff.
It could go either way for our
See how far that takes.
Well, I don't think it's really a cheat toy hand. If you can go,
Gonna
toy
take
toy,
the
you could even brute
discard the
force
Dora
it
there.
into-
Now,
Yeah.
okay, now everyone's
there,
take turns
two,
discarding Dora.
And are we gonna see the third one?
Yep.
there
Are we
it
gonna
goes.
see
Definitely
the
with the
fourth
778.
one?
I mean 788. You just screw up the Dora. The Dora's now
And,
completely
yeah,
safe
that's
tile, but
exactly what we said was going
Yeah.
to happen.
okay, that's nice. You gotta figure out something to discard here. 2-3 maybe?
Or could even throw it back and
I think
switch
discarding
to
2-3. Okay, 7.
Well, instead, cut
That's
the
also good, too.
7, treating us a 4, 5,
That creates
5,
the
7,
most
8,
Ramen
8
weights, so that'd be like I think maybe the most efficient in terms of like being able to call and stuff. But it also
Ooh, 7.
like
Itsu here. I think I
it's
just
not
played
as Tanya friendly.
No,
discarding the
doesn't
1.
like the Itsu at all. I disagree with that.
Yeah,
cut.
thanks
I
for
think
showing
there's
up,
a lot of
Goulet.
value, and he just doesn't do much.
Have a
with
good
his
night.
hand. Ooh, things that will help is
Ooh, 678 Sanshoku coming in.
Oh, well, there's another pair. Oh, you have to cut 5.
Oh,
You have to.
Ooh. Suanko time? Yakuman on stream? The first Yakuman of N League in, from 2 whole seasons into the third was just last week with a Kokushi Muso, 13 Orphans for Team Yakumen.
Needs to fill in a couple 7s.
Might see another one. Who knows? Yeah.
Good
Well,
draw for
that's-
Arthur.
That's really good.
Headless tempo. He shunted if you want it. The most efficient cut is just the 8. We'll cut the 5 here. Oh, 5. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's still good.
Ew. Yeah, I gotta go ahead and cut the 3 on. But Vince is there
Ooh.
for paying attention to. We want to see a 7.
Yo, Vince is also
so.
wait. Oh, Vince is with the sours. Yeah, I thought for a second he was on Team Yakuman. Team Yakumen. Sorry.
6 pair actually moves that back in shunting with that 9 cut, but does
Vince, I might have met
oh,
once.
Wow.
I don't know too much about his playstyle.
That is a super wide shape that's going to be a lot of furry 10.
Yeah.
You take the 7 mon. You just discard the 7. Wait. Oh, it is a
You
5-sided weight.
7 mod just to not have to worry about it. Or if you
It's a
wanna go
5-sided
officially,
weight.
you got the
With
2-sided
888 and then 7654. It's waiting on the 3-5. It's waiting on 369 and 47. But he's gonna take it. He's gonna take the free 10. Okay,
So I'm
free 10
thinking of
5-sided
that.
weight.
Should there be some sort of special reward for having? I guess we'd call that the budget chew run, where you have 222, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 888.
If it
He doesn't know
happens,
about the
well,
little 9 gates, the budget you're in. I got with a
Some may have to
what was
put a
it?
bounty
3,
up on a
3, 4,
head
5,
like
6,
that.
7, 8, 9. Wait, on stream. That one was crazy, dude. Ridiculous. Ooh, I think in that case maybe
Well, that's the 5 that was cut earlier, so back it goes.
I was wondering
I
if
believe
maybe
7
discard
so is
like an
actually
8
dead.
so over there
So unless he decides to
from
palm,
Sam or
someone
something.
decides to cut it, he palms it.
Oh, well, there's a Tempai.
Senpai, all right, doesn't need the free 10.
Tanyo, Dora 1, 5 8 so.
Yeah, Tanya Dora 1, pretty
Doesn't
good.
take the Chief or
With a
Tempai. That's
two-sided
what
weight.
surprises me. Because the 7's now really bad.
Oh, I need to fill up this water. Give me like 30 seconds.
Sam just doesn't really want to fight this, apparently. You would have to cut something near door. It just takes the safe, relatively safe 8-mon. No, dreams are dying.
I think that was the problem. I just didn't have enough water in my system.
And the West
That feels
will
good.
not
That feels
be
better.
Matsumo tile.
Real unfortunate for
Speaking of
Sam has to
wide
discard the
discharge
8
10,
in order to get Tenpai. I mean, this is still isn't Tenpai, but
shapes as well.
thinking about pushing, the 8 wouldn't be a terrible push.
Definitely a tough decision for Sam if he's trying to play more
It's still early,
defensively.
but like,
I don't think you can. I
but
think
also
it's
this hand really isn't good
Yeah.
enough
It
though.
deals in, it
It's
deals
not
in.
it's
You
not
could
good
shove
enough.
The 8 if you're a little more worried of something near the Riichi tile.
6 mon,
Alright,
okay.
6 is gonna come out.
6 mon. That was not confirmed safe.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if the 8 comes out. Oh, well,
Arthur
it
gets the
came out from the
Sumo,
wall
Reed,
instead.
Sumo,
Saves Sam some
Tanya,
trouble.
Dora, that's a Mungon. 30 Fu, 4 Han.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Team Yakumen. I also like the players on Team Yakumen. Arthur is a new recruit, I think.
So Arthur jumps out to the early
Um,
lead here on the first hand. Nice little Mungon win there.
But yeah, Quincy's on that team. He was the guy that got the
A
Yakuman.
whole bunch of Sozu tiles,
last
but
week.
Maybe not quite enough. To go
He's
one
a
and
cool
two.
guy.
Especially when you
he's
have
a funny guy.
Dora and a Dora connector.
And he's a really strong player
so this
too.
maybe just be a call Haku, get my 2 hot, and move on.
But Team Yakumen got like last place, I think, like last season.
That's
Despite
certainly
how
I
good the
believe.
players
If you
are.
compare it, then you're really
So
happy.
they kind of still had like an
you get the
underdog
Haku,
feel
it's
for me.
3's a nice little fill there. As a 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 6,
Last
7.
season it was like
And then 6 is
Destroyers
the Dora.
came out on top, and then
That hand is what we in the
and then I
business
think it
like
was
to
the
call
Brooklyn
bad.
Sours, and then maybe the Triad. I forget. I forget who was third, but it was something like that. So yeah,
9
Brooklyn
months,
Sours are pretty
32
pretty
bucks,
strong team
back it
too,
goes.
with Vince at the helm.
5 at least loosely connected to 3. The shapes aren't great, but you at least have 5 blocks now. Really, if you're Sam, you want to go Itsu and Manzu, but there's so much you have to hit.
Callable hand for Vince. He has 2 souths. One south is already cut though.
6. We'll go ahead and get rid of the east for now.
Wait. No, that's his off. That's a guest win. Never mind. I thought he was the south player. Awkward hand, awkward
There's
hand.
an argument with the hand is that bad.
These hands are
you
just
could
kind
cut
of
a
bad.
little more. If little less efficient.
Christie's
tiles
hand
with
looks
a little
decent,
more
though.
Safety because you're just never winning the hand.
Huh. Then Arthur's is
Nice
good.
pair up here.
Of course, the person in the lead is getting the good hands.
And there's the pawn.
Pawn.
Shunten still. We'll either have to cut the Tuso or the Tuban.
That's very nice. That's very nice,
Ooh.
Christie. I think I would have kept the Tuso, though. Tuso could be... Tuso is a safe tile against at least one person, and then... if you get the 1, 2, 3, that could still be... You could, like, pair up a door or something.
There it is. And Sam gets another.
But I do like the overall that once the Christie like did Sakigiri, she once she saw that she had like all her good blocks with the Haku and stuff included, she just immediately started discarding the 4-pin because she just doesn't need it at that point. That's that takes skill, takes skill to do.
But potential is not value. You have to eventually get to Tempai.
It's something you want to do at like higher levels, especially just like. Well, if you see that, you don't need these middle tiles anymore because you have perfectly fine tiles everywhere else, then, why keep them? Why keep them when they're dangerous when you can cut them before they get dangerous?
I kind of want to get rid of that Tubon at some point.
Ooh, for going this 8 there, keeping the Hatsu, keeping the green.
The Kanchan /
Okay.
Kanchan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there were 8 if you count a Ryankan as 2.
That's not his wind either. Vince is not getting much to work with here.
Wow, pairs it up.
And doesn't want it anyway.
Yeah, the 2-mon is kind of like just a safe tile from Christie. You're just keeping it just to have it because she has nothing else to hold on to. That's why you should have kept the Tuso. The Tuso would be a little bit safer.
The 3 is cut. Actually, passes and is rewarded for passing. I might have.
Okay.
That's the type of call that I.
Yeah, Sam is still struggling there.
Because I might make that cheat.
This is a 2-man race between Christie and Arthur.
Going to win otherwise, but I don't think
Christie having the dealer seat.
The hand's going to win even if you do call.
Yeah, although Christie's not drawing the tile she needs.
Okay, Sam, that's a huge draw for Sam.
What, 2 decent blocks down, 3 to go. And then there's of course the whole part of filling the block.
Yeah, Sam is the head of the what was it? He runs the online, not the online meetups, the IRL meetups. I haven't played with him that much though. I just expect him to be a really strong player because he's a veteran of the club.
It's depressing when you have a bad hand and it just doesn't improve, and we're seeing that for both.
We take the. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why keep the 2-mon at this point? Discard the 2-mon. Christie.
No, you don't.
The 1-pin was like uber safe. It was like so good. Like all the 2-pin are gone.
Okay, now this is an actual reasonable hand. Now you can cut the 1.
It's like Suji.
And turn this into a Richi Tanya Dora 1.
Or Suji against herself.
Somehow Sam has managed to turn this absolute garbage into a workable hand. Mainly because no one else is drawing anything.
Okay, now we discard the 2-mon for sure.
Alright, that last 2-mon.
1-1 and then 1-1 so 7-7-8 pin.
Ishan 10 for Arthur for a Richi Pinfu Tanya Dora 2 potentially.
Yo,
nice
Sam.
there. Now you can use a 5
the comeback here.
Or a 4-so.
Alright, could pawn into Tempai with the 4-so or something.
Now, Chris, you're going, am I getting Tempai ever?
Mm-hmm.
And it's so frustrating. You know you have the best head, and it just doesn't matter. Arthur now can call that down in his Tempai.
2 Dora Tanyao. Yeah. It's the 3rd row of discards. You gotta call for it now. prime calling position in two-sided weight, even though it's Tanya.
North doesn't do much, but Vince
Yeah, it would
says,
suck to weigh in like
"Okay,
the
I've had
6'9
enough.
with
I'm done here."
9 being 30-10, for example.
I mean, not a great pile, but you have to push it anyway.
Whew. Interesting.
Then keeping the 2, 3, 4, 4, 4.
The 6-0 wasn't safe at all. So just pushing for efficiency then. Finally, that's
There's
Tenpai.
Finally.
And is now thinking of the disgusting 1-so 7-pin Champon and takes it.
Ooh. 1-so 7-pin. 1-so can definitely come out. Ooh. Ooh, that's really nice.
Well, that's another pair. You can't cut 4-so here, actually. I believe is the most efficient.
It's pushing it though. It's pushing. You have to discard. It's still not Tenpai, so you have to discard the 4-so, and then you have an Ipego shape, but you're still not Tenpai. It's already the third row.
Goes with the 6-pin. Lots of ways to call that down to Tenpai. Oh, and there's the 9.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah, the 6-9. I mean, the 6-9 came out. Christy could have waited on it. The 1-so 7-pin is interesting. I do like it. But it's not the one I would have chose personally. I think I would have chose the 6-9. But you know, I'm not playing over there. I'm sitting comfortably on my chair, my gamer chair,
Zumo.
my gamer chair. That actually, it's not a gamer chair. It's an office chair. I used to have this gamer chair that like my dad like got off the dumpster or something.
Yes.
It wasn't very good.
Yeah, 1 Dora.
So
Yeah,
this office chair isn't very good either. All right, when I get my own place, I'm gonna get my own chair. I'm gonna actually just spend some money on a chair.
Yeah, that's more than 10.
Hey, it's part of my job, you know. Just sitting here and talking. Gotta be comfortable.
And that's the other advantage of the shab bolt, especially when one of them options is terminal. Is
All
if you
right.
set up yourself, you're in great position. Get an update in the
Nice
other
one,
game,
Christy.
and
Now we
Max
have
is mad
now we have
after
a
what happened
repeat
in that
on.
last game. So it's a big lead here.
Yeah, I think I'll be cheering for the Yakumen here.
Claire taking the brunt of it
I
there.
want the Yakumen to do something.
Cody at 26.9.
Make up for all that lost time last season.
Pinfu Tanya Dora. East is the Dora. Arthur
And Arthur, I don't really know at
kinda
all.
mediocre shape. You look for anything to call with this hand because the shapes themselves are bad. There's a distant Chanta.
Well, I
This
believe in
was
him.
that I liked it when it started.
Oh
'cause
wait,
you have the
Arthur.
pair,
Wait,
couple
is that
pairs,
that
and a
Springo?
run, and then you see everything else in the hand.
Is that the guy I call? I that might be the
Because
guy
this
I
is
actually
okay
I call the
too.
Yakuman on. That might be the guy that dealt into my Yakuman.
Vince gets a nice draw there. connecting to
I think
Rizzo.
he is. I think he is.
8-so's a nice fill. Again, Arthur can move that to Chanta if you can get rid of that 3-4.
Yes, this is the person that they got on their team. The guy who
Three
lost to a
next to the
Yakuman
5
instead of the guy that got the Yakuman. I hope he wins.
Tricky to really use a 3-pin.
I hope he wins so he can prove that the Yakuman made the right choice.
4, 5, 5, 6.
I mean, it is tough playing up there. You know, it's a different kind of skill.
And that actually connects.
Like
to
playing
the
under
5-7
like
ideal
you know real life
position.
circumstances, like keeping track of all the tiles and all this extra information. You know, from like
6-0 doesn't do much.
the,
but it's a pretty
like
good
body
field. The
language
problem
and
is having
stuff,
something to
and-
eat, so the last turn throws it back.
and then also like just the pressure of like playing, knowing you're playing on stream and knowing you're playing,
I like
you know, for a
cutting seven.
team that's like watching you.
I want to force this into.
In addition
Chanta
for
because
you know
don't
playing
see
for
it.
the best
We're
possible
gonna have
points,
photo one, play maximum efficiency.
which is its own pressure. All that put together is, you know, it takes a special kind of person to really excel in this kind of environment. I do have fighting game experience to like, you know, help with some of that, but overall, I'm still like a pretty emotional player,
Gives up on the
you know.
Iveco. Now this 8-so doesn't help as much as it may seem because there's an
like
early
if I feel good, I feel good, and if I don't feel good, you know, It's gonna be tough to get the best out of me.
Yeah, Arthur seems to be trying to at least hedge it towards the Chanta
Ooh.
type shape. Sam gets
That's
a nice
nice.
little fill there. Still
Finally
looking
cut the
for
door.
Still
a-
Ishanten though.
Yeah, cuts that first Dora, and as we say, you breathe the sigh of relief when it's not immediately called. You throw that Yakuhai
Yeah.
Dora.
Hmm. The
It's even
2-mon I
scarier
think
when
is still
it's
better
Zeta,
than the
'cause then it's
8-so here, yeah.
Bipod.
Yeah.
When you have like that bulky shape, the
Oh,
4, 5,
well,
5,
thank you,
6, the
Phil.
2
So
next
much
to it
for
could
Chanta.
you
I'd
can
say
make
the
an
2
extra
is
pair out of
10.
like the 5s. Like get a
Question
3,
is,
2,
you
3,
cut
4, and
one
then
of the
5, 5.
dragons or the 1-2, so I think you just cut the dragon.
Discard the
for your
6.
Ishan 10.
Yeah. Horrible looking Ishan.
Or you
but-
keep
Oh,
the
no, okay,
6,
cuts
you
the
discard the
9.
5, you want a 2-sided weight instead.
That feels like an I just don't want to play this hand cut
Mhm.
type cut, so that's certainly reasonable.
Whew, man.
That's actually a very inefficient cut, cutting the 1-so there, because you had a 1-3-4.
Arthur's looking probably going to be more in defensive position here. If he's not going to get a Yakuhai, he's not going to actually do anything with that hand.
Wow. That is an Ishan 10. Goes and cuts the 7. Oh, well, that's a
The 9 would be more efficient there, but he's looking for the best weights and also the safest
wow.
route to Tenpai if he has to push.
What's it called? I believe a Nakubugure shape with a 3-4-4-5 and the 4-5-5-6.
That was a really awkward hand from
The bulging shape where they're either
Christie.
2 runs or 1 completed run.
I think Vince still holding on to this Dora just in case he draws the second one. I mean, it's still also like it's also like a safe tile, right? The extra east. 2 of them are already cut, so it'll be tough to pair it up. But like, it's also tougher for other people to pair it up.
See the long pause here for Chris. See, do I want to break a penchant? And the answer is yes.
Sure.
This is the other
It's
problem
harder to
with
pair up the
Arthur
2
cutting
pin,
that 9-mon pair
but
earlier, is then when you draw the 8, you don't have any use for it. It has to just go.
yeah, otherwise.
Well, that's a shape upgrade. There's a 3-mon in the discard, so there's potential for a 10. Definitely wants.
I would have kept that. I would have kept that.
I would've just gotten rid of it.
Vince's
You never feel a door.
Vince's decision making seems a little bit weird here. Maybe just really trust he's gonna draw this Dora. I mean, if he does, it's 2 Dora, man. That'd be sick.
4 is a miss there for Sam. Picked the wrong Tonki.
Yeah, not gonna take the 998 either.
Oh,
the
no.
backfire.
Yeah. Tenpai rolls it dejectedly into her hand.
Yeah, going for upgrades like in the middle of the game like this, the mid game, second row of discards coming into the end of the second row. Usually, I think AI agrees that also keeping the penchant, keeping a one-sided weight is usually better than like discarding the one-sided weight for a potential upgrade somewhere else. That is when it gets this late in the game. It's like the turn 9 or so.
Need to really do much for this hand.
I mean, one-sided weights suck, penchants suck, edge weights suck. But yeah, I mean, it do be like that.
Turds where Evra just draws nothing.
I'm not gonna follow Christie for it though.
Ooh.
Because it still could have worked out.
Tragedy. If the 2 had been kept, could have just.
But yeah, come on, like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about that 2-mon cut.
To do it, but it's worth it. Oh, cuts the 4 so early.
I don't know. I know I'm
back.
backseating, but like,
Speaking of backfire,
did he really need that east as a safe tile or like as a door potential? I don't know. All right, at that point, Sam is just cutting the 6. Sorry, cutting the 1 to be safe. Keeping the 6, even though the 6 doesn't really help.
You're just stuck.
I think Arthur is feeling.
Yeah,
hesitant
no one
about
really
this hand
liked their
anyway.
hands.
He-
No
if he
one
hits
really liked their
Tempai,
hands, and
it's
so
not
they
worth
just
much.
like gave
Maybe
up
not
on
worth
them
pushing.
to potentially make them better.
I
But
think the Tempai
the hands
pin was
didn't get
really
any better
nice, but
in the ways that
Definitely.
all
they
you're getting
wanted.
from this hand.
Ooh, and that's a 7 the 7 backfire
So that
from
is a
Sam.
better Ishan 10 if you cut the 6 pin. Because that way you can pair up the 5 or 6 Mon. Or even use the 9 potentially and be waiting on that 6. The 6 pin is the normal cut here. Sam doesn't
Hold
like
on.
it. I don't know. I see enough 4s. I don't think the 6 is that bad. And there it goes. Gets there eventually.
This is definitely the point where everyone's
Oof.
worried about potential big Dama hands. But the truth is that no one's drawing anything.
Ah.
Christie draws this 4-pin, but
Dude,
unfortunately got the
no.
2 earlier.
Yeah, potential 4-10, but at the same time, you're probably not going to win anyway.
Man, this must be so frustrating as Christie.
sure.
Oh man, so many things going wrong here. I would cut the 2-mon though. Depending on how safe the 2-mon looks fine. Yeah,
Way better
cut the 2-mon.
routes. Yeah, it does cut the 2-mon.
You could chi into Tenpai now.
And Arthur says, okay, fine, I'll take Tenpai if you insist.
Yeah, that's no Yaku Tenpai. That's K10.
No
Just
Yaku.
going for the
But it is Tenpai.
Tenpai points. Sam trying the 4-pin. Oof. This is just a sad hand. Oh man.
4-pin doesn't look
Nothing's
good.
going right for
I'll try it out.
anyone. This isn't how Mahjong is supposed to go. Oh.
He's just scared of the Dora, I guess. I would have definitely taken that 4.
Oh,
Nice.
cuts it anyway.
Nah, he's not scared of the door. He's just been holding on to the door for probably for selfish reasons.
And Arthur just wants safe tiles for his hand.
Oh, that's Tenpai.
That is Tenpai if you cut the 6 Mon. I don't think I'd reachy this, but I would definitely throw the 6.
It does look
Yeah,
scary.
finally has Tenpai. It's crazy. Oh, he's not gonna take it?
Doesn't take it. Well, Vince knows that's safe.
I think
Of course, why did I do that?
maybe you're scared about the 2-mon cut from Christie?
Just
That Christie could be in
draws
Tenpai?
left.
Yeah.
Force new everything. Arthur doesn't really care. I think he's pushing about anything. This.
Alright, you have to
needs
chi
be
this,
cheated,
right?
I feel.
Yeah.
You chi this.
Sam says, fine. I didn't want to do it, but okay. May
Okay.
have also misread the shape on the last turn.
Yeah, wasn't willing to discard the 6. Is willing to discard the
Well, that's
the
Tenpai.
8.
So we have 3 players Tenpai now, but no one has a Yaku except potential Hote. And this should
Yeah,
be
careful.
well,
Careful with that last
6, 7,
discard.
cut the 7.
Even if no one had a Yaku before, they might have a Yaku now.
Over that or Chi and cut the 5 bot if you prefer.
So
Seeing a lot
at this rate,
of-
Vince is gonna. Okay, now if
Yeah, you
if
have to
Christie's
call
gonna
it. He's
call,
probably just deciding on the wait. Okay, this is waiting on the 5.
then
bot
Christie
only.
is now gonna have the
Actually is a
last
Yaku.
last
There's
draw, the
Tanya.
Hote Haite tile. Yeah, Sam way on 2-5 slow.
Well,
Vince is on 4-7.
just throws it back. 4-7 pin also has potential Hote.
Oh.
Ooh, that's Ron. Isn't that Ron?
Everyone Tenpai.
Wait. Oh, 4-7 pin. Never mind.
And
Not 4-7
You
line.
see the player looking at the guy. Okay, that was trash. That was trash. That was bad, but you didn't get there. And
They messed up. They messed up on
next
the
hand,
overlay. They were
please.
supposed to update the
Yeah, everyone just
what was
get
it?
desperate.
They're supposed to update the Tenpai weights. It was a weird situation though, because like no one had a Yaku.
Nice looking hand.
We had
Just
so many
glance.
different Tenpais, but no Yaku on any of them. One of those hands. All right.
Yeah,
What do
so
you
the
got?
Rishi pin full.
Wow.
Anyao, potential 2 Dora.
2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 7. This is awesome.
7 already amazing pull there.
Oh yeah, that's the could get a sequence or a pair in that 2, 3, 3, 4
Looks relatively fast,
shape.
relatively cheap. Vince with a Pinfu type hand, a long way to go, and just cuts the Dora first turn. Oh, no, sorry, that's the Dora not having been updated. That's what happened. I was like,
yeah.
wait a second, that is very uncharacteristic for Vince, who I know is a very solid player. Yeah, it looks like we have some more tech issues, so we may have to wing it a bit here.
Who here would have kept the two whites and reds? And the white and
You
red.
can see the Dora
We'd
is
get
7.
one pair on the green. Big ask for a Yakuman at that
Ooh,
point.
that's a
but
nice little fill.
well.
That is Ishan 10.
It could happen, I guess. Not in this case, though. Someone else has the two whites.
Oh,
Wow.
tile you
Wait
wanted.
a
You just got
minute.
the 7 so here.
Yeah.
There are so many routes to tempo.
Yeah, so 7 so, if you cut 7 so here,
My
you're waiting
goodness,
on
what is
2
that
5 so
tempo?
for a
1,
pair.
2, 3,
It's a
4,
it's a
5,
two-sided pair weight.
6
It's a
so, I
Nobuton.
think, and then 4,
So
5,
it's
6,
2
7,
5, and then you can also complete a sequence with the
Although
1
you
4
really do
so.
want to keep that that red 5-pin Dora as well. As
Or you can complete a
option to
sequence
take
with the
7-pin
3
Dora.
6. Yeah, with the 3s as a pair, and then waiting on 4 5.
I'd throw it back. I don't. That actually reduces the.
So yeah,
value of your hand.
the correct
I
answer
think
here
you
is
should
definitely
have
throw it
it
back.
here.
Yeah, Chrissy.
Especially with the
I think
9
Chrissy's
cut,
good
your
enough to
only
see
reason
this.
Keep the 1
Let's
would
go.
Be an Itsu, but with the 9 gone, there's no reason. Ooh,
Ooh, that's
an
interesting.
interesting draw. Because now you can shift this towards a Dora shape, but you already have it with the 4 5 6. You could have done.
Okay, so if you keeping the 3 pin there would have had potential for like really strong weights potential, and then maybe a flush, but you know I wouldn't hedge my bets on that.
It's a Sozu, and that is not one
But
of the ones you're looking
it
for. There are
yeah,
6
it would
of
make
them,
the
has a
1-1-2
2/3
less
chance,
efficient.
and that ain't it. That is,
Oh,
on the other hand, this is a Richi Haku on 4-7. I think you immediately
Yeah,
just
this is
throw
a
the
Richi.
stick out.
Do it.
This will have extra foo as well.
Reach.
Yeah, best possible draw here for Arthur.
Oh man. Let's go, Arthur.
Ooh,
Let's go.
Nice little fill
Yaku
there.
man.
You feel a little worse about this. I'm hearing the graphic, but it's kind of weak there, so we'll sit here
I think the
busy
overlay is
for
just busted.
7
The
there,
graphic
that's not
isn't
tempo.
working.
It is the 4-7 here, the 4-7 Mon.
So yeah, it's 4-7 Mon he's waiting on. Ooh, Sam? Sam gonna counter Ichi?
as well.
4-pin Hatsu.
Oh,
4-pin and green. Let's go. Arthur's got this. He's got the better weight. Don't worry about it.
And Vince is just kind of incentivized to fight here. Look at that pawn on the left. What do you defend with that? Throws the 7, deals in.
Yeah,
Ichi,
I don't know about that
Haku,
one.
And that's 3 aura.
Ooh.
Oh my
God. Wait, no, it's not.
Oh no! It's Ura's 9 so. Ura's 9 so.
Okay, what's the chewed come from? That's my question then. Sorry, I got a little excited there. Oh, knocked over one of the
Yeah,
Condor
yeah.
looked like. Okay, that's what happened. Sorry, folks.
That's funny.
That is a
Knocking over
Richi Haku,
tiles.
so that should be 30.
Yeah, that's you know, that's the thing about playing live games. Over non-live
crazy
games.
that Christie's hand was just so good, right?
You
from
get
the
to-
beginning and just never made it to Tempai.
You get to just like
Mahjong.
knock over tiles sometimes, just
Christie's had that
because
happen a couple
you know, they
hands
just get in the
already.
way.
We're only in East 3. But
I mean, it's
Arthur
not like a
with
deck of
Bombshell,
cards,
good
right, where
value
they're all
eventually
just
can
neatly in a
start building
stack.
them. This is a
Like,
pretty
they're-
standard Pinfu.
They're like hovering over the
This is
table, and you
also
could just
kind
like
of
knock
good
them
for
over very
potential
easily with
Itsu.
the hand.
The Monty shape is awful though, with a 1, 2, 4.
So occasionally you do get like
So
points where
there's
like, you know,
Dora.
everyone gets to see a tile or
There's a
whatever.
3-pin.
Ah.
That's a huge fill. Not gonna
Everyone
do much
knows
value
what
in this
tile you're
one,
gonna
though.
draw.
Of
course it doesn't
with
happen
the
intentionally,
North,
just-
it is the North player, so will that be
just part of the
cheaper? You
game.
Can't even just call the Yakuhai
It's part of the
and back.
experience, you know. It's part of the experience of playing Mahjong that you don't get playing online. We need a mode where like just like Ichihime, just like in
And
Mahjong
three, so
Soul,
I
just
like
like
holding
occasionally
the
just
3,
knocks
so
over
just
tiles
gives
for
us
no
your
reason.
Dora. Gives me the play. And with the Anko of the 7 so.
Yeah, that makes
Ooh.
the Sozu shape a little awkward.
All right. Well, I would like to to finish this up, but I think my cough is a little bit worse than I expected.
I said Max was mad going into that last
so I think I'm
He's
gonna
definitely,
maybe I'll just
rolling
like
over
watch
that
this
table.
last hand and then
57,100 in South 3.
I'll call it
Nettie in
for the
second
night.
place at 30,
I have been streaming for a while.
Cody in third at 21.6 and Claire in last with 8,000.
It's unfortunate. I would love to stream
that
longer,
game is
but
going quite fast. In contrast, we're still
but hey, you
over
know,
at
if
E3
my
over
health
here.
is getting in the way, then I'll prioritize myself. And besides, I've been making some good progress on this new video I've been making for like a Mahjong kind of tutorial video, I guess, for beginners. Getting pretty good. I'm like pretty proud of the work I've been able to do over the weekend.
Doesn't really fit.
So I'll just be able to work on that. Keep myself busy.
Really fit, throws it back. Now, Arthur could have called that.
Yeah, that's all I do after work. You know, if I'm off on work, not being a teacher, then I'm just doing more work, just for a different cause.
Goes and throws the 7.
He does have 4 pairs now.
Does feel nice though. Get something out there.
Ooh.
Pretty, but
okay. So 3-so here. Yeah.
Says okay. Well, I held out hope for Dora, and I got a Dora, but it wasn't the one I was expecting.
I'll just yeah. Well, I'll probably just be watching in the background and then cheering for Arthur, like in my sleep. Or in my mind.
The Anko of the 6mon.
Opie Dope's doing well.
A lot easier to use now.
Still, I think. Well, I didn't see the last update.
And that is perfect Ishan 10. Which one's going to be taken? Locks in the 5-6-7 in Pinzu.
Christie plays nice and intentionally.
Oh, that's
see
a
their
great draw
very
with that 6.
smooth discards.
The shape isn't ideal, but now you're not just stuck with this floating 5. If you can get the 7, you can call it. If you get the 4, you can call it. If you get the 8, you can call it.
Yeah, so 2-mon here, okay. Keeping the east. Potentially to help, but also as a potential safe tile.
You don't have to brute force. You can cut 2-so, but
Chito
that
Itsu.
looks like a brute force cutting that 6.
7 pairs. 7 pairs for Sam. I think that's our first 7 pairs of the day, potentially.
There is a 6, so I definitely would have called that. I'm thinking, should I have called that? Yeah. For the record, the answer is generally, would Korak call it? Yes. Even in rule sets without reds, I'm far over 40% a lot of the time. Vince connects with the 7-pin and is now getting that hand a lot closer. Needs the 6-pin.
Still not a great hand for Vince, though.
7 doesn't really do anything for Christie.
That's okay. Arthur can take all the points here. Be Arthur versus Christie.
Ooh, doesn't want
really?
to play any more direct. Wants to go ahead and cut the north. Maybe fish for any.
Really?
Doesn't
Well,
also like the
what was that?
generally.
Yeah, North is her Yakuhai, so she actually is not eligible for Pinfu while she has that pair.
Oh, she really wants to upgrade to Pinfu here? I don't know. It's getting pretty late. I think I would have just taken any Tenpai and with the Dora.
Yeah, and a whole lot of nothing going on.
I mean, you can still get Uradora, you know, Uradora Tsumo, Mangan.
For Tenpai. Sam looking for the Dream Rion Peiko.
Or like you could draw the last North.
Oh, now that's a fail. I think there just has to be 1-mon, 2-mon.
Mm-hmm. Okay, suddenly suddenly Vincent's hand looks great after that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, Christie. I don't know about that. Stepping down in Shanten.
Nope. Well, that's a Dora upgrade, so if you go Cheetoy, it can definitely be useful.
We'll see.
Safe tile.
Not gonna Chi. Yeah.
An eventual potential K10, but now Ishanten gets a
6-mon. You do 6-mon here.
Ooh. Would be potentially 6-9 pin. Oh well,
that's
that just
Tenpai.
Tenpai.
It's not.
waiting
It's
on
not gonna
six
backfire. I
pin.
think.
Will
Not
Ricci,
here
this is
though, but
Ricci,
it makes it a
Tanya,
lot
or
scarier
what?
to push with that extra
And he is
tile in her
dealer.
hand.
Oh, that
Well,
is
I
also
think in this case, I don't think you have much of a
all right.
choice
What we're
here.
gonna do?
Tanya,
We're not gonna
Tarzan,
Ricci, right?
Toy. You know
Just
it's bad.
discard
You know
the
there's
East
need
and
for
then go
Ricci,
for
but at the same
Dama.
time, there's so much I
Oh,
would open Ricci.
open? Is he gonna
Well,
open?
it's not coming out from the others. The only person it's coming out from is your.
No, he's not. He's not. Okay,
dealer.
he's just
You can't do
gonna.
anything about it. So I would
He's just gonna
definitely open Ricci.
7 pairs on the door. All right, this is hype.
And there's actually still one left in the wall. It's the red one, I believe. Oh,
Ooh, yeah, no way, dude. It's done. It's done. You can't discard that one.
I mean,
Not.
there's no way.
There's
that's
no
coming out,
universe.
right?
There's no
No.
universe you could discard this one.
I mean, it'd be both.
It's the
funny
double
and
Dora,
tragic,
too.
But no.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. 1 pin maybe. Is there anything safe?
Trying to decide,
7
is this
mon.
ever
7 mon
worth fighting
Suji
for?
against.
And if not, how'd I get around it? I would probably cut 1 pin.
Oh, Springle's on the mic, so okay, so Arthur's a different person. Never mind.
Can also go with the 7 mon, which is Gimbu to the 1 and Suji to the other.
Just so you know, Arthur was not the person I hit with Yakuman. The person I hit with Yakuman is on the mic.
And that's
Yeah,
the
7
decision.
mon. 7 mon's good. She also has 2 of them, so now she has a second safe tile she could do. Guaranteed.
And the long pause on the 3, but the 7 cleared the last turn,
Mhm.
so out goes the second one.
Yeah, Sam has no chance to draw this now. Just have to hope he doesn't draw Arthur's way. 6 pin. 8 mon, okay. At this point, yeah, 4 mon. 1 mon pass, so the 4 mon's Nakazuji, inside Suji.
And 9 doesn't do anything for Arthur.
1-7. 1-7, meaning there's no possible wait where you're waiting on 2 sides of the 4 mon.
Fixing the wall here.
No 1-4 or 4-7. One mon pass before, it'll pass again. Okay, Sam, is he going to... Okay. Safe again.
Spin?
Yeah.
There's one more.
should
Where are
mention
they?
that. 'Cause I think I
There's-
only see,
there's like-
what, 1? Is there any
It
in
looks
a
like there's only
pond?
one.
Oh,
okay.
Okay,
well,
one more. There's
okay.
one more 6 pin in the wall.
There you go. I called it. I said, I know someone's got to have it. The wall says, oh, that's right. I was supposed to give those out. earlier tonight.
Okay, what do you discard here?
Well, I guess
The 1 pin,
Christie's
maybe?
already out, so
Yeah,
like,
Christy
Amon?
doesn't
Okay.
care.
yeah.
Alright, is this the 6 pin?
This is
Last
Jose,
Oh, okay,
and that's
okay,
safe.
okay.
So we're going to have 2 players Tenpai.
Sam
1500.
manages to avoid certain doom.
And we're gonna have a repeat.
Alright, well, hold on. Maybe if I drink enough water, maybe I'll be okay. Hold on. Be right back one more time.
Yes, Arthur gets a repeat in first place already. Gets some Tenpai payments as well. And kind of a middling hand. It's not terrible, but it's not good. 6 pin helps immensely. Maybe now there's an Itsu route in Pinzer for some value. Of course, you can only shift around the door. Now that, on the other hand, is a good
That's
hand.
a lot better, yeah.
That
Okay.
is,
And we got
I
what we
will
got here.
not turn that hand down very often, especially with a double Dora.
Whew.
Vince with a pretty standard Pinfu hand. Christy with a.
I mean, this is a lot of
Pinfu hand as
Mahjong.
well.
It's already 2
Also has
hours.
a Dora.
Well, though, with like a, what, 15, 20-minute break or
Wow,
something?
your Unc goes
Okay.
up to 9, so. Well, the best
Phew.
hand is just Sev. There's no way around it.
For sure.
8, so... Yeah, you know what? I am feeling a little bit out of it. Feeling a little bit tired.
Pair up here for
I mean,
Christy.
I'm an early,
Go.
you know,
With 2
an early
rich
bird
sticks
right
on
now
hold, but
because
remember
I have to wake up
that
so early
win
for
is
school.
going to be worth quite a bit. There's our tune.
You know, in addition to
and
my,
based
like,
on the
cough
pause,
acting
I
up,
assume
so...
we did get pulled.
Alright, I think I'll have to cut it here. If you want to
There
watch
it
the rest of the
is.
stream,
Yes, there's
the rest of the
3,500
N
in
League
the
stream. I
pot,
mean, make sure to check
so
out
even a one-on win
um,
is the equivalent or
the
better
Richie
than
Nomi
a
YouTube
three-on
channel.
normally.
Stream link is in the description. So if you want to check them out, feel free to do so in the description. They also post some pretty cool lecture videos every once in a while. So if you're interested in learning some more intermediate, advanced level Mahjong,
3 pins.
that's a pretty good place to do it.
Tile you could have drawn.
Um,
Mitsu looking actually fairly realistic.
but yeah.
Oh well.
my.
I have to cheer for my
Sam
boys,
locking this
the Opie
in.
Dopes. They got their,
Now Ishan 10.
they're still in first.
It's a
They're
free
still
Mahjong
good.
right there.
Yakman doing well.
Vince connects here with
So-
the 2 pin. That hand getting better as well.
I think that'll be it for me. All right,
By
so
Christie, now Ishan 10.
enjoy the rest of your night.
2-4 so.
Oh, ho, ho,
and
ho.
then the 2-5.
We're good, we're good. See ya, Big Gar fan. See ya, everyone. Have a good night.